last time in Renascence. So, the party had delved deep into the hidden spider nest beneath Deep Echo Mine, but you did encounter some resistance. When one of the larger creatures escaped, oh my fucking god, down a crevasse, the party decided to fall back and regroup before exploring another route. Finding an empty chamber with a flowing stream, the party decided to follow that through a narrow passage into an underground cistern. They attempted to wipe out the Spider-Man there, but two fled down opposite passages, forcing the party to give chase. Following after one of these creatures, they found a seemingly empty storage chamber at the end of the passage. They turned back and were attacked from the rear by the Spider-Men who had been hiding in that chamber. And shortly after dealing with them, they were ambushed by another group that had set up in the cistern chamber behind them. So while you survived those encounters, you found yourselves in dire need of some rest and medical attention, and so decided to head back to camp. You returned back to the miners and sat tending your wounds, and decided to take the night to recuperate before getting back to work in the morning. So, relatively short recap this week. Is there anybody with any questions before we get back into it? Bueno?
I'm good.
Bueno. All right, cool. So, picking up in the camp, Aloran has broken off to grab a drink, maybe 2, maybe 3, who knows? We'll see where the night takes us. John pretty much just flopped down and passed out, like 10 feet from the cavern entrance. And the rest of the party
dragged him off to safety.
Yeah. And the rest of y'all are sort of tending to yourselves as you've all been pretty grievously injured. So what is everyone doing right now, aside from John, who is clearly sleeping?
Probably just catching my breath for a minute.
If I remember correctly, Burberry is getting drunk with Aloran?
Yes. Burberry is getting drunk with Aloran.
Oh shit. All right.
We didn't have a good time. In Spider Cave.
Burberry's getting a drink.
Boy.
Anything you guys need to take care of, or do you want to kind of wind down and call it a night?
Cleaning my gun.
You did say
bullets.
at the end of last session that the union leader was going to come talk to us, or something, or they were going to fetch her or something.
Oh shit, that's right. What's her name?
Apparently it's not important enough.
Yes. Well, I guess no. It would make sense. You guys emerged hours later, looking horrible. They would probably go find an authority figure to head this
supervision.
conversation. Yeah. So one of the miners who was still up ran off, and after probably about 15 minutes, you will see him returning with Torleen, the young dwarvish woman, kind of hurrying up behind him. She's got a lantern in hands, nightcap. Her boots are like half laced, kind of untied, trailing behind her. Looking very sleepy, but so weirdly like alert at the same time as she's kind of hurrying up to all of you. She's like, God Almighty, you look terrible. What happened? They said you came back. You were in rough shape. Everything all right down there?
There are spiders! Except really big, nasty, the ones that can do stuff. They're very large.
They are bigger than your average spider.
That about lines up with the survivors of the initial attack said. So spiders then. That's That's manageable, right? Is it managed?
Truthfully, we don't know how far we actually got.
Really?
We killed a lot of them?
Is it that foal down there? I mean, what's the situation look like down there? Are you dealing with like a hive kind of thing, or are
Maybe
you just
not
all
so
in
much
one?
a hive as think of it as you've touched on the exterior tunnel of an anthill. With not comparable numbers, but still a pretty decent amount. Comparable? Comparable? Comparable. That sounds good.
No, that's not it.
Well, I suppose I'm glad you all made it out alive. Okay, I'm sure you all want to rest. Can I get you anything now before bed? I mean, I imagine you probably don't want to stay up too late talking business here. I mean, if there's stuff we can handle in the morning, can wait.
Do you have pythons?
Yeah, we've certainly got some lying around.
We should have taken pythons.
We can do it on the way back.
We
Did we
can
mention
we can have some brought out for you. Are you planning to go back in tomorrow then?
Yes.
Currently.
I want to kill some spiders. Do you have oil so I can burn them, please? She's saying this, gripping the bottle very tightly.
We've certainly got lantern oil.
Perfect. That'll work.
So we'll do another equipment check in the morning and make sure you guys have certainly got everything you need. Can I get you some clean clothes or something? Some bandages? Water? Some, clean up a little.
I'm alright.
You look terrible. Most of you look terrible.
Nothing that about 20 minutes of mending can't fix.
Sure. Well,
Nothing alcohol can't fix.
Or that!
all right. Well, I guess if you decide you do need anything else, please let somebody know.
Question, what time is it?
It's dark out. You guys left kind of late afternoon, and it's been a few hours. You would estimate. Not. It does not feel like you've been down there all night by any means, but it's been a decent amount of time wandering around in the dark, and you did take that short rest, so a few hours give or take.
Okay. Is there a fair amount of people awake right now, or is it just kind of like here's the three guys that were up for watch?
There's like a handful of people around camp. You can see there were a couple of spots where people had kind of set up at tables with lamps and were playing cards. There was the group who was sort of hanging out right by the cave entrance. It looked like they had been kind of posted up waiting for you guys. And around the edges of the camp, you can see that there are a couple of folks standing with bow and arrow and lit braziers, kind of looking over the encampment wall. But compared to the people you saw this afternoon, it's definitely a fraction of the size, the amount of people that are up right now. So you get the sense most people are probably asleep.
Okay. I think for now, Noel's probably going to find a place to go to sleep.
Sure. I think Torleen will be more than happy to kind of guide you over to one of the bunk houses that they've got set up here. They're not like jam-packed with people looking inside. It's 2 rows of bunk beds, one on each wall, kind of running down this long building. It's like a little more than half full. You can like most bunks seem to have at least one occupant. Some of them have 2. So there's definitely room to sleep, and there's kind of a gentle, low-grade kind of white noise going on in here. Just the breathing and snoring of the mini miners here. Out cold. It's a little warm, a little stuffy, but it's passable.
Okay, I will find a bunk with an opening, preferably on the bottom, and go to sleep.
Sure. More than doable. I think Torleen will do one last round with the remaining party members who are still awake. See if you guys need anything.
Very good. I will be even better after about another half of this.
And Lauren will be like, if you have a spare bottle, I might need a little extra to top me off for the night.
I think we might be able to find you something. No promises, but she'll kind of lean over to the half-orc, try to logic if she could find something for her, I guess. Like, sure, Mum.
I'll give him like 2 or 3 silver for grabbing me something.
You don't have to. Like, thank you.
Okay, cool.
He'll pocket it. And if y'all don't need anything else, he'll eventually show back up with like a small keg of what appears to be ale as he pours it into tankards for you guys. Torleen will eventually return to that bunkhouse. Noel, you'll see her kind of come back through that door about 5 minutes later and make her way down past your bed to the back of the building and clamber into one of the bunks. And yeah.
Okay.
The night is yours. For those of you who are still awake, is there any business you want to take care of before?
If Burberry hasn't set up his tent yet, I would like to help him before I get too intoxicated. To be
Actually, totally did that before we started drinking.
Perfect. Even better.
Yes, I was thinking that I was going to get blackout, and this way I could just fall in.
I love this idea. I love this. Let's just keep doing this then.
Unfortunately, it's only a one-person tent.
No worries.
I'm gonna make about 20 more bullets.
I'll
Okay.
survive.
That's all
Barnaby's
I'm doing.
kind of hanging out by one of the fires, melting lead.
I think Lauren is going to write a letter to Gerald,
Mm-hmm.
and then she'll just be getting more and more drunk as she's writing
God.
it. So I'll start off like really coherent, and then it's just gonna go and get slowly, progressively worse.
I'm pretty sure in game you wrote a letter to Gerald like 2 days ago.
Yep.
But she doesn't remember doing
Oh,
that.
she was like blackout drunk.
She was
She was blackout drunk
that
when
time.
she sent that shit. She don't remember.
So this is her first letter as far as she remembers.
Yes.
But yeah, that's totally fine. You can do that. What anything in the letter you want to detail?
That is what it starts out like.
I think I'm gonna start first off just updating him with like the minor stuff. There's gonna be like a really excessively long page about how much I hate fucking spiders, and I'm gonna burn them all to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Get to describe how much you miss his cock.
Ooh, that, yes. And then down towards the part of verily coherent sentences. That is where, like, the cock will be described. And all the other stuff.
Excellent.
But I will, before that, one of the paragraphs will ask him questions and stuff about how he's doing.
Oh, before the soliloquy? Sure. Okay. So just one paragraph quickly after the spiders to kind of check in with him, and then onwards towards
Yes. As I'm thinking about him
Johnson.
and like how he's doing, and then it will jump into
Gotcha.
There's other stuff. Yeah.
I appreciate how in reality that was like an afterthought. That was like the last thing you came up with.
What?
The first question was, how's your dick? The second question was, oh, right. How are you, Joe?
No. Flip-flop that. Flip-flop that.
No, in character, yes. Out of character, okay. I'm coming at you.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Does someone need a flip-flop? Barnaby raises his flip-flops.
You pulling out the chancla?
I cannot possess that power. Only a mother can possess that power.
I would be afraid of your mother's chancla.
Other men, it is nothing more than a sandal. A flip-flop.
Does Barnaby wear sandals?
Barnaby bought flip-flops for the beach episode.
I'm not worried about his. I'm not worried about his flip-flop. I'm worried about his mom's chanclas.
Yeah, don't go talking about it. She could hit you from all the way over there.
John is sleeping like leaned up against a barrel right now, isn't he?
That's true. I did put him up against that.
You just hear him mumble chancla in a fearful voice and sleep.
Wait. Okay, so question, Barnaby.
Yes.
So, what if you're not like a mother by technicality, but what if you're like an adopted mother or a motherish figure?
I'm gonna drunken real quick and be like, "Oh, you think I'm your mother?"
It comes from the experience of being a mother, not just the fact that you are a mother.
Yes, that's true. One does have to be a mother to gain the power of the chocolate.
Lauren, no offense meant, but I think you're more like the neighbor that I've known since I was in Wait, is great a thing?
You know, that's fair. Am I the crazy fun neighbor at least?
Oh, that naturally. There's only two types of neighbor out there: the fun ones and the ornery ones. And you definitely don't qualify as ornery.
Yay! I'll take a shot to that.
You know this isn't hard alcohol, right?
Okay, I'll chug it to that, and then.
That's the idea. You know, I've heard of these things called the bad idea bears. They had some good ideas.
It's me.
Johnny's a bad idea bear. Lauren's a bad idea bear.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, that means you already got the bear part down. Oh, and Barnaby, we should try and figure out if there's a way to get, like, a thing that makes us not go deaf.
Yeah, that probably would be a good thing.
What was I saying? It would probably be a good thing if we made a thing that made us not go deafy-doo.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Once I finish pouring this here lead, I'll give that a try.
That would be much appreciated, because, I don't have eardrums, but if I did, they'd probably be busted.
Do Dragonborns not have eardrums? Is this canon now?
It depends on the version that you, because I've seen, like, the ones that have, like, the lizard's head where they have, like, the not an ear.
They have the hole.
Yeah.
They have ear holes.
The lizard hole.
Yeah, well, or like snakes that have the solid piece. Like, you know, it's... It depends on your design.
What's under the mask,
Oh.
Barnaby? Ears or no ears?
You mean Burberry?
I mean, Barnaby
I'm
has
not
ears.
wearing a mask. so
Burberry,
I don't
excuse
know.
me. Damn it. I will never, ever shake that habit.
I mean,
I'll be doing that at the end of the campaign.
What is it that my friends call? Well, I don't know, Sky Daddy. No one's taken off the headpiece yet.
Oh, talking about that gun, Barnaby, can we not shoot it next to my bear bit, please?
Look, it was hard to get around that, alright? That's why I did that.
Well, if you blast off my lady bits, you don't have to talk to Gerald about that. I'm sure he's not going to be happy.
Oh boy.
Blast off a thing that's inside.
I don't know. But
Don't.
it was still too close for comfort. There's only one.
I will try my best not to shoot under the bear butt. But
Sorry, I had something really appropriate I was going to say.
What else is new? We've already said cock. Come on.
No.
Yeah, there's no word
There's
worse
only-
than cock.
It really isn't, I swear. Not that I can think of at the moment, because, woo!
comment.
It's for the best.
I was going to say there's only one thing allowed to fire down there. Not that sort of gun.
No comment.
I'm sorry for my part in all this, but also I'm really
Oh,
not.
God.
I don't know if y'all can see this, but if you click on my screen, you can kind of see the cats that she's been playing with this
Yep.
entire
Yeah,
time.
a little bit.
They're so tiny. All right. Well, I think with the two of you and your drinks, doing more than enough to make Barnaby blush.
DM's cutting us off.
Talking some shit. Yeah, you know, I think we get the vibe.
Definitely,
We could keep talking about Gerald's gun all night, but eventually you guys will have to go to bed, get some sleep, and wake up in the morning refreshed, at full health, full spell slots, all your class features and such restored. Probably a little sore and achy from the exertion and the fighting yesterday, but
Getting stabbed several times? Yes, I imagine.
yeah,
that was-
that'll hurt. But you know, the magic of a good night's sleep is cannot be overstated how important that is. So, come morning, you guys will wake up to the mining camp sort of coming to life. You'll see the miners all sort of clambering out of their bunks, making their way out into the encampment and setting about cooking themselves hearty breakfast. At this point, it does seem as though rations are kind of running a little bit low around here. They're sort of setting up multiple small fires instead of kind of the one large communal meal that you would kind of expect from this sort of setup, and just kind of preparing small individual meals for themselves. And you'll probably pick up over the course of the morning that there is definitely a need to run back to Gladham either today or tomorrow to kind of restock. And I think Torleen will probably kind of rope you guys into that conversation. Just be like, so considering the work that still needs to be done down there, do you think that's something that could be delivered on today, or do you think you'll need more time?
Can we sketch out like a basic understanding of like
You see far.
what we've gone through so far?
Yeah, I think Noel actually probably was doing that before, like after she woke up immediately. She was just kind of started sketching in her notebook the layout that we've seen so far, so we could start
So-
asking about it.
So we also know what we still have left to explore.
Okay,
Well,
yeah, sure.
they wouldn't know what else is in that cavern, but they might know like where that upper tunnel might let out.
Oh, I also meant so that we remember where we've
Oh, well,
explored
yeah.
in that.
I've got a general idea.
That's fair.
I have a feeling this is going to turn into a bit of a labyrinth.
It is a somewhat layered little dungeon here. Yeah, I guess with your sketch, you would make note of the fact that you guys so far have seen 7 or 8 chambers, distinct chambers, and you've explored one kind of path that led you fairly deep into this this nest, this hive. From your recollection, Noel, you would get the sense that that storage chamber that you saw was probably the furthest underground of anything that you have gleaned so far.
The last storage
The second
chamber.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one after the cistern where
Okay.
the pool of water was.
Yep.
That is the furthest underground by your reckoning that you guys have.
Did that have
traversed
another
so far.
entrance going out of it?
You know that there were 2 tunnels in that chamber leading outwards. There was one. Actually, no, they were both down at ground level. Because the one that you were standing in was kind of up in the wall, like looking down into it.
Yeah.
It's like 15 feet up.
Okay. So we just have the one that leads up, and then the 2 at the bottom layer that we've
Yeah,
got
we need to
explored.
go right at the waterfall. We haven't done that. And the path that goes up for sure.
And then you
And
would
then-
probably also remember that there are passages leading off of the other 2 chambers after that first chamber that you guys saw. There was
Wait, so there's even more places we haven't
God.
explored yet?
Yes.
it's a
We've
big winding
explored,
place.
like 1/5 of it.
I have to say, Noel, you have taken excellent notes.
We'll just like show them this. We'll like this is what we've explored so far. These are all the routes we haven't explored.
It seems like a fucking maze down there.
Now you know why we had to come back up.
Are you going?
You guys have any of the mines like actually mapped out at all?
the mine?
I
The
mean,
mine,
the mine
sure.
is like
But we've never been down here. This is a totally
All new?
uncharted. Yeah.
Oh, goody.
hey, at least now you don't have to dig new mine shafts. You'll just have ready-made mine shafts.
True.
I mean, I suppose if the whole thing's cleared out, that's not unfair. This seems like a lot.
Yeah. How many have we fought so far?
More than
Gotta at least
Like,
be
at
like
least
10,
like 15
15.
or something.
Enough. We have fought enough.
Well, our big concern is this one going up because it's likely going to the forest.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask about that. Based on kind of what I've drawn here, and I'm like, for reference, I have like the mine shaft that they've dug so far, and then kind of the rough area of like the pantry, and then the upper tunnel. I'll kind of
Right.
point that out and just say, do you know where a tunnel going up might actually like lead out? Is there like a cave system within like a few 100 feet of here, or something like that?
I mean, not to my knowledge. My purview has been this camp. Is this oriented correctly? Like, I mean, you got the mine entrance here and the elevator shaft. So if this tunnel here, the bottom shaft there, that's running east. You kind of come into that tunnel and it. I mean, it looks like it would come out like on the north side of the mountain, maybe.
Well, that's where they're coming back with fresh catches.
Yeah,
so
we saw them
we're
walking
pretty
in
sure
with
it would
like
be outside.
animals and stuff.
My guess would be then that you're looking at the far side of the mountain. That's all jungle from the looks of it. I've never been over there personally.
Hey, look at it this way: you guys all have a pre-dug way through the mountain.
That's maybe helpful. I don't know if there's anything over there. Seems like a lot. I suppose we probably should just send for food today. Do you folks think you'll be heading in now, or if we send a runner to town? I mean, we could pick something up if you need it. If y'all are willing to wait until this afternoon for your delve.
When we go down doesn't
I
really
think
matter that much.
I think we've got everything we need, right?
Well,
For ration purposes, it might be better, but for reinforcing purposes, it would not be, I think. But they have had a lot of time to reinforce.
I just assume as long as we can kill them faster than they can breathe, we're good.
I am a little worried that they are capable of ambushing, which means they are going to be very ready for us the next time we go down there.
They seem smart to you.
I've picked up on.
Oh yes, they're actually categorizing and storing food. That.
Oh, and casting spells, some of them.
And
casting
chittering into
spells,
things
yeah.
like language.
So they're at least they have at least a modicum of intelligence.
Jeez.
They seem to have their own sort of society.
I didn't ask last night, but did kind of leans over the table closer to you guys. Did you guys find any of the others?
Others?
I just nod silently.
Yeah.
They were very deceased, unfortunately.
I kind of figured, but is it bad?
They're still in one piece.
We haven't checked on them today, but maybe a proper burial is possible.
Well, I mean, if you guys clear the tunnels out enough that we can get down there to pull them out, that'd be certainly be welcome. Right. Well.
Wait, out of character, weren't their bodies like completely dissolved and all that was left was the bones?
I thought they were like wrapped up in web.
Yeah.
I checked your pulse. There was none.
Yeah, the minor bodies were still intact. You did find a storage chamber that had like big sacks of goop and bone.
I think the miners are in the to be digested section of the pantry.
Okay.
So
I'm sure we could try to bring them up tonight or on our way out today, as long as there's no major rush.
I mean, if you can get them, that'd be more than welcome. I mean, we're happy to help too if you can, like I said, clear that way. Well, if y'all need anything,
If I
let
may,
somebody know before we send the wagon in. It's probably going to be an hour or so before they get going.
If I may, the storage chamber where the bodies were being kept is the closest, pretty much one to where the mine ends. So we could probably get the corpses to the elevator if we would like to spend that time waiting for provisions doing something.
That's true. And with the lore and stealth magic, there's very little downside to doing that. Assuming they don't already have an ambush set up for us, which is entirely possible.
Do we have anything that we need to request though? I guess is the overall point.
Honestly, I was thinking about pitching this anyway for just talking about supplies. I don't know if this is doable, but the more I think about how complex this whole thing is, the more I think that fire might actually be a viable option.
I
I was just
already
saying we should.
changed my spells.
We can
and I have a
request
big
for a
flame
brigade of
sword.
fire magic or fire mages.
Well,
I don't know if we've got that sort of thing on the islands, but we've got supplies. We could certainly get you wood, oil.
yes, wood, oil.
Oil might be enough. I mean, if those webs can
The
catch
webs
fire.
do catch fire.
It's something.
Like if we were able to start a fire in the the egg sack rooms, that would be, I imagine, fairly devastating for them.
Actually, we could use a flower bomb.
Frankly, it might smoke them out to a certain
Flower
degree.
bomb?
Shit, if
Haven't
you
you
could
ever-
flush them out,
haven't
that'd
you
be
ever heard-
fantastic.
Haven't you ever heard why you got to be very careful with barrels of flour?
Would John know that?
Oh, Flour. I was thinking Flower, and I was very confused.
No, actually,
Uh,
that's a good point. Yeah, no, flour is terribly
dangerous.
flammable.
Out of character.
Well,
I feel like every time we play with Clark, you bring up combustibles more than any other player I've ever played with.
I mean, you gotta admit it. Somebody has blown up a barrel of flour at some point in time.
No, I know, but like between this one and
Twig.
not Twig. Between this and Twig, I'm like, man, it's just exploding out.
Just loves blowing stuff up.
Well, you give me an option to blow something up, and I have to use medieval means. I mean,
Hey, I did that with my paladin. I had flower bombs for that specific occasion to deal with zombies.
I was
so
trying to think of something
I'm
that
not
would be
gonna fault
readily
you there.
accessible and wouldn't be hard to find. So,
Yeah, I mean that's possible.
barrel
We
of
don't
flour.
we don't necessarily need explosions. We more just need a lot of fire.
I have a cantrip, produce flames.
Oh, that's something. That's a great
How
starter.
much flames does it produce?
It's a cantrip, man. And then I'll just sit there and start putting like little flames in my hand.
Is there a cantrip to make like a big breeze?
I
Two cantrips
I think
simultaneously, one for
Druidcraft
fire,
can
one
do
for
that.
breeze.
maybe Druidcraft, but I do actually have I have gust of wind because I'm a Triton.
So you make a flamethrower. Create flame,
Can
breeze,
you
flamethrower.
simultaneously cast
Uh,
two trips? I don't know.
I mean, you can cast one and then the other.
You just create the fire inside like a little barrel and then blow the breeze into the barrel. Flamethrower.
I mean, we could just make a big fire, and then I control a breeze and make it go down the tunnel and spread. Boom.
I don't know. I think oil would probably be the best bet if we want to burn.
Oil.
How much
Alcohol.
Aether Lantern
Wait.
oil plut do we know? We would probably know that.
Yeah, sure. And I mean, you've got miners here who deal in lantern oil. It's a useful component for their particular occupation. Let's see. The item shop tells me that oil costs a silver piece for 1 pint.
Okay.
How much would we need for? How big is the room with the XX?
Pretty big.
It's much more than a pint.
Well, no, I mean, I need to understand the overall volume of the room to understand how much oil we're going to need to burn it.
Sure.
Okay, wait.
I
How
mean,
much?
the room is.
Sorry,
it's
how much
like
was a pint?
It's a silver for a pint.
Okay.
Of oil. So the first storage room that you saw was sort of a long, kind of narrow chamber. It was probably just like 20, 25 feet wide and like 60 feet long, with a fairly high ceiling. The second
talking-
storage chamber was not quite as tall of a ceiling and more of a rounded, probably like a 30 by 40 sort of an enclosure.
I don't know how whether we would ever be able to get access to this, but we could get 10 gallons of it for 8 gold. I don't
Or we
know
just
if
get a couple
anyone
of
would have
blood.
10 gallons of lantern oil.
We can just get 2 blood tubs full.
So
Return of the blood tub.
10 gallons is an aquarium, basically. It's a fish tank full of oil. It's,
How would we even carry that with us?
in a barrel.
Carefully.
Blood tubs.
Yeah, blood tubs.
Blood
Oh,
tubs.
Solution.
How about we just get enough for the egg layers and then just kill the rest?
So I did start burning one of the rooms.
That's true. We did
Honestly,
get a little bit of it.
I think we're
I
gonna
don't know
need
how
at
much it
least
burned.
we're probably gonna need several pints per room if we want to get enough coverage.
I mean, all we need to do is just scatter some liberally over it and then just let loose the fire. It's not like we need to soak each egg.
He said it was like 25 feet across and like 60 feet high though. It's gonna need a decent amount of oil.
For the record, they were not egg that you found. Those were the goop sacks with the dissolved
That was
Oh.
the feeding room. That was the lunch. That was the cafeteria.
Yep.
as the pantry.
Wait. Now what one was the egg room?
We haven't found
There's
it
no
yet.
eggs. We just keep calling them eggs.
Yeah.
I don't
Um,
think we found an actual egg room. I'm just saying, presuming there's an egg room, we just do that. Just lightly coat them. And
how
then
do we know
fry
they
them.
lay eggs?
We don't.
We have no idea.
They're spider things. They probably lay some sort of egg.
Maybe it
Joke's
turns
on
out they're
you.
mammals.
They give live birth.
Maybe
Terrifying.
it turns out they're mammals.
You find the nursery. It's just got fucking just weird webbed cribs full of tiny screaming spider babies.
Someone would definitely take one as a pet.
That would be so cute.
Anyways,
Case in
what's the biggest spell we have fire-wise? Just in case we
Probably
actually need to
Lauren's-
do a big fire spell.
I have flame spear.
That's actually a pretty big one.
That is a big one.
Yeah, it's like
Isn't
a
it like
5
20
foot
foot?
ball.
It's a 5
Is it
foot
25
ball.
foot
that you can roll around the
radius?
room. No, it's a 5 foot ball, but you can roll it around
That'd
and
be
light
pretty
stuff on
good.
fire.
Oh, yeah, that'd probably work. I don't know. I think we got our pythons, right?
Yeah, presumably.
Yes,
Pythons,
pythons and the couple flasks of oil that you requested last night were definitely like there and ready for you.
I say we go get the bodies, bring them out, and then head down further. Not really need to wait on much else.
I mean, yeah, unless we want to do the fire plan.
I think we should map out the area first before deciding on.
Wait, we could
Like,
also
if
go
we
down
run
there.
into a giant horde, I agree. Yeah, fire. But if we don't really run into like a large group of them, I don't think it's really necessary.
We could also go down there and just test and see how flammable the web is without oil.
Didn't we
We
already do that?
already did that.
We kind of like walked away, and the first one was used with alcohol.
I did test the webs, whether they were flammable.
Oh, you did?
And they would light up, but they weren't like crazy. It was just they could light on fire and would
It
burn.
wasn't incendiary. It was just like combust.
Yeah, they'll singe, but they're not like dry kindling ready for the forge. They're
They're what?
they're burnable.
They're
just
burnable, but not flammable.
They're not incendiaries like you're saying. So they
Okay.
I don't know. I think we should just explore the area and only resort to a lot of fire.
John's probably right.
Because we don't know how deep the tunnels go, so we can start a fire and think everything's done, and then we go down and find a giant horde waiting for us.
How long of it is it? Or sorry, how long of a walk is it to the other side of the mountain? I don't want to go that way, and I'm just genuinely curious.
You're asking Torleen.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've never been. I would assume it would be several hours. I mean,
Gotta check it out.
mountain. She kind of just
Don't
looks
wanna
back
even-
over it.
Have we
I
only
mean,
explored like 1% of this whole thing? They have a tunnel that goes through the entire several hour mountainside.
I mean, it's a.
Well, to be fair, it'll be
I
less.
don't.
It'll be
Look,
less
I
time if you
don't
go
know what
straight.
this area looks like outside of this kind of coastal cove, grove area where we've got the camp set up. I haven't been inland. You know, it's really, really, really overgrown and presumably dangerous.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, there might be like a hunter in town we could ask.
Ooh, I got a
if,
guy who likes to travel the woods.
You got a guy?
I think so.
That's true.
I don't know. I think you should reach out to the manager guy that's got us doing this and be like, "Yo, this is probably gonna take a couple days." We got a labyrinth on our hands.
Sure, yeah. We could.
Like, if this was just a cave with some creatures in it, it's like a 20-minute fight, right? This is a labyrinth we're dealing with.
Yeah, I guess we could probably pass that word along. I suppose. I mean, it's being handled. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Okay. We'll get word back to Arden. What was his fucking name? His name was Adlaw. No, that was the hunter. His name was fucking.
Jonas? No.
Oh my god, where the fuck is this guy? Dornan. Jesus.
Yep. Dornan.
Okay, found him. Dornan. Yeah, Dornan. So get a message to Dornan. Just letting him know it'll be a bit. And
Yeah, get a
Did you
message
guys-
to Dornan and maybe you just ask around and see if anybody knows how long the trip around the mountain is.
right, yeah. We'll put that on the agenda then. Sure. Did you guys want oil or wood or anything from town?
Oil. Yep. Come on.
I guess maybe we should request a bit of oil just in case we end up needing to make a big old fire in there.
And then if we don't need the fire, then you guys just have oil for your lanterns for a while. Voila.
I mean, we'll take it. Yeah, oil. All right. That's everything then. We'll get that wagon out. Hopefully he's back in a timely fashion.
Alright, I think our goal then is we're gonna head down there and try and retrieve some of these bodies for you, if we're lucky.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
best of luck. We'll keep an eye out up here for you.
Good call.
So, gathering yourselves and finishing your meals, your preparations, you make ready once more to head down into the mine.
I will cast Dark Vision on Noel
Thank you much.
Dark vision.
before we go out.
All right.
Actually, one more thing I wanted to just quick do. It's not even really a thing to do. I want to. Is there a Dragonborn here?
Yes.
A dragonborn.
That's not Burberry.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Like 13, 14.
Sure. Yeah. There's a black dragonborn, talking to a couple of dwarves, not too far from your table.
Does his mouth look different than Burberry's?
Different how exactly?
Well, Burberry has a lot of teeth. And and a very unique kind of structure and look to their lower jaw, it seems like.
Okay.
Or maybe that's just how all Dragonborns look. I don't know.
Sure. I'll tell you, this man is definitely taller and bigger than Burberry by a long shot.
I figured.
I guess we don't really need a perception check to scrutinize this man at a distance, just kind of staring at him.
Just be a creeper.
Yeah. Burberry's mouth is kind of got like a half shark, half like crocodile kind of vibe to it. There's a lot of teeth in there, and there's a lot of like overlapping kind of jankiness, I guess.
Mhm.
The Dragonborn's teeth, meanwhile, are more like I guess an alligator's. They're straighter, more evenly spaced. They sort of all seem to fit in his mouth for the most part. You get like just a hint of snaggletooth from like the two front canines,
Yeah.
but like beyond that, it's much more.
So there's enough difference that it's noticeable, but maybe not outright obvious.
It's possible that Burberry just has really bad teeth. Like, it's hard to say. I'll
Okay.
say, but you do notice there is a difference between this particular specimen, this miner, and your companion.
I imagine that Dragonborn had braces at some point.
All right. I will tuck that away and mentally note it for later.
Okay. Fair enough. So, assembling at the mouth of the cave and preparing to head inside. You have dark vision ready, Noel. And your plan is to make your way down and secure the bodies of the dead miners. So, boarding the elevator and lowering yourself down to the bottom level. Within a few minutes, you guys have touched down. And you're back in the mines. The dark, quiet, spider-filled mines.
It's fine.
So, what's the plan?
I think it is lucky that none of us suffer from arachnophobia. Except for maybe me.
I probably will after
all
this.
Yeah. I'm not gonna like spiders ever again.
Do we down the elevator now, or do we still have to do that?
You're down at the bottom, yeah.
Okay.
So I guess
So you've got the mine shaft, the one lone tunnel, which you know leads to that caved-in roof, and beyond it is the collapsed wall.
are we
that
gonna
intersects with the pantry chamber.
stealth, or are we just gonna go straight in?
Might be good, because I don't think they figured out where we came from yet.
Maybe.
Did pass without a trace.
Okay.
Yeah,
me to
might
hold
as
on
well
to it.
try to
Well, I would-
stuff.
I would say hold on to it myself, but it is your spell.
How about this?
Hold
Let's
on
get to
to
the,
it.
let's get to the miners, and if we see that they're like under guard, then we know that we're gonna have to fight no matter what. But like we can get down the mine shaft, I think probably okay, because it's not like there's lots of places to hide.
Okie dokie.
So we're gonna at least try and get to the crevice and take a peek in the pantry.
Okay. So, sneaking or
Sneaking, but
Walking.
without pass without trace first.
okay.
Yep.
Cool. So stealth checks from the party then.
14.
6.
Oof.
21.
Okay.
15?
15. David?
Lowers 14.
14. Gotcha. Okay. So, as you file down the mine shaft, moving quietly, careful to watch your step, very, very deliberately, carefully clambering over the somewhat cleared cave-in, collapsed roof. You guys find yourselves between the rubble and the broken wall. And looking ahead, you see that in the middle of that sort of irregularly broken threshold, there is now a very thick mass of sticky white material spanning the gap.
Sticky white
I think they know where
material.
we came from.
So I think they know we came from here.
Someone came.
You hear like this really weird snort from Burberry, like he's trying not to laugh.
I couldn't resist.
You just see the blood spray out of the nose, just against the wall.
We're in an anime.
Lauren tries not to be loud, but she rolled a 6, so she's loud.
Uh,
Do you want me to burn it? And then I'll start doing my little flame hands again.
There's light in the tunnel. It's a miracle. You can see.
In color.
I would like to. How far out are we from the white sticky goo?
It's probably like 30 feet from the collapsed roof.
Okay, I want to get closer to it. Like, this is still just a mine. Like, there's no like ridges or outcroppings or anything that something could hide behind in here.
No, this is just the last stretch of the mine shaft that had been dug. There's like collapsed timbers, the old supports that had been holding the roof up here, that have been knocked out and partially buried. And you can see that there's like a pile of them a little up ahead that never got put in place.
Mm-hmm.
And the shaft itself has started to grow from like nice, pretty even, clean square to still rough and only partially kind of excavated. But there's no nooks, no crannies, no hiding spots per se. It's really just a straight shot to that opening.
Okay. I'm gonna keep sneaking forward. I'm just gonna hold up a hand to the group to stay for a moment. I want to listen very carefully to hear if there's anything chittering, talking, stomping about in the pantry right now, as I kind of sneak up close to the white sticky goo.
Give me a perception check.
Pretty good. 22. Double checking for you. Yep, 22.
22.
We'll say I get like within 5 or 10 feet of the opening. And just
listening.
Listen for a solid minute.
It's quiet. It's very quiet.
Okay.
It's hard to say. You can hear your party behind you. Lauren has not been terribly quiet.
I'm
Still laughing.
And there's also a very, very big wad of webbing blocking your way. It's possible that this thing might be obstructing a decent amount of sound as well.
Can I see past the webbing, or is it totally
It is
covering it?
like a solid fucking mass that has just been heaved into this gap. I will say, having drawn closer to it, you can see that this webbing has not been woven in any way. This almost looks like it's just been kind of like just smashed together like a big wad of like silly putty almost. It's almost like gelatinous in its appearance. Like it's just this big fucking web loogie that's been crammed into this gap in the wall.
Maybe done quickly.
Loogie.
All right, I'll return to the group. I didn't hear anything. I was very careful, but it is a thick wall, so it's possible it was just all muffled.
Don't tell me he's whining.
He is whining.
I'm gonna fight that kid.
Can you stop it?
I
You're going to
fed
go for
you
this.
a full can.
Jacob, it's okay, I promise.
I'm
No
gonna
need
fight
to
it.
murder a cat today.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna
I
fight
know
it.
you are. That's why I'm saying don't do it.
You little bitch! I fed you 2 hours ago. You don't get to be hungry.
Just bottle those emotions.
Fire
Blood.
sustenance, father.
Wah.
The authorities have denied our pleas for sustenance.
More crying is in order. So,
I protested, but it fell upon deaf ears.
so you've heard nothing from beyond the barrier. You are now standing alone in the dark, with the very dim little lights in Lauren's hands as she's juggling tiny flames. What's the play?
We can't continue if we don't break the web down. If we break the web down, we probably reveal our position.
And might as well do it, get it over with. Rip the band-aid off.
I'm just gonna burn it so we don't get a weapon stuck in it.
Fair. That might make a lot of
I'm gonna
smoke.
take my little. I'm gonna take my little flame and I'm gonna be against the wall.
Okay. The webbing begins to blacken. And you start to see embers beginning to form around kind of the edge of that badly singed spot. And soon those embers grow into small flickers of flame. And the singe grows. And after a few minutes, you've got a pretty decently sized, probably torch worth of fire coming off of this webbing. It is slow to catch, but it is slowly beginning to spread across it. And within a few more minutes, that torch has grown into kind of a small campfire almost, or the flame. And at this point, you're definitely beginning to smell smoke. It's hard to see unless you're right up against it, as Lauren is, but you can definitely see that there is kind of very dark, heavy smoke coming off of this webbing. And a few minutes more pass. This campfire is really starting to catch now. It's almost like the whole bottom third of this wad is just on fire. It's like watching curtains catch flame. And there's definitely now in this enclosed space a very heavy cloud of smoke beginning to build up around your heads. So, I assume people are going to be holding their breaths. Or
I'm
else,
just gonna pull up his shirt over his face.
sure. Because it is definitely getting harder to breathe down here. A few more minutes of this, Aloran. You're probably got like half of this webbing just covered in a strong, self-sustaining flame that is now beginning to spread of its own accord to the tops of this mass. But the smoke is thick, and even holding your breath, you can feel it kind of stinging at your eyes and the back of your throat.
I'm gonna take breaks from doing this fire, and I'm gonna do gust of wind and move the smoke away.
Okay.
Or at least try to help give it some, like, ventilation out.
Okay. So are you just gust of winding back up the mine shaft? Is that what's happening?
It's just gust, not gust of wind. It says it's a cantrip. It's called gust.
Oh, do you have gust?
Yeah.
I never would have guessed.
Yes, I do have gust.
All right. Seize the air and compel it to one of the following effects. You can push a medium or smaller creature 5 feet away from you. Wow. Create a small blast of air capable of moving one object that is neither held nor carried and weighs no more than 5 pounds. Up to 10 feet away from you. Or harm a sentry effect using the air. That's a pretty strong gust, even still. I would say you could get the air moving. It's still not going to perfectly clear the smoke out of this tunnel. But I will say on the Constitution save I was about to ask everyone to make, I'll give you guys advantage because Aloran is doing her best to try and keep the air down here moving and ventilating as best she can.
7.
7.
I rolled a 5 and a 6.
Oof.
21.
21. Okay.
I thank the Plague Doctor mask.
You said Constitution save, right?
Yes.
Natural 20 plus 6.
Okay. So 26. David, you're the only one I'm waiting on, I think.
18.
18. Okay. So everyone, I believe, rolled. Lauren, what did you get?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I had to roll?
Yeah. Everyone down here is breathing the smoky air,
Oh, okay.
or trying not to breathe, I should say. You're starting to feel the sting and the weight of this smoke kind of pressing in on you.
I had an unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. Gotcha. So it sounds like Noel's the only one who rolled under.
Noel dies.
Noel is definitely unable to continue holding her breath. She is now like coughing and sputtering. Yeah, you're not feeling great. So being unable to hold your breath, you can survive a number of rounds equal to your Constitution modifier. Which
1.
is 1. Cool. Okay. This smoke is so thick and so acrid and hot, and it's just burning your eyes, your nose, your mouth. Like it's impossible. Like you tried to fight it, and you can't help but just the urge to cough is overwhelming, and you are now just completely out of breath. You don't have long to function without oxygen. What is your plan to deal with this problem?
Noel runs in front of my gust of wind.
Noel is hacking and coughing horribly.
Where is all the smoke getting blown to?
The only place it can go is back the way you came. So it is just kind of like a Noel, or not Noel, a Lauren. God damn it, I'm doing it to everyone. Lauren has got the flame going, and she's like gust of winding, this thick smoke just along the roof of the mine shaft, trying to get it back out of the tunnel as best she can, just to keep it moving. It is very thick in this space here, where you guys are sort of hemmed in by that mound and this dead end that you were trying to burn open.
I don't know where to go. There's nowhere to go. If I go towards Lauren, I'm going towards the fire. If I go back, I'm going back in the smoke.
I mean, it's in theory.
If you crouch, wouldn't you get out of most of the smoke?
Like if you go down to the ground and cover your face with like a piece of cloth.
Yeah, I mean, I'll drop down, try and get out of the smoke as best I can. Definitely just coughing and hacking.
Yeah. Okay.
My
Cover my
next
face.
gust of wind, can I try to get the smoke away from Noel?
Okay.
Try to clear it away.
So Noelle is, I guess, just ducking down as low as she can, covering her mouth with cloth, trying to get a filter. Lauren, I guess, is moving in and pushing as much of the smoke out of her face as she can, trying to get her a bubble of some kind to kind of breathe in. I'll say, Noelle, go ahead and give me another Constitution save with advantage.
Can I give resistance to this as well?
Does that require vocal or somatic components?
I'll have to look it up because I did not make note of that in all of my giant amounts of notes. It takes a minute to cast anyway, so probably not.
Resistance takes a minute?
So say my notes. Oh, no, that's duration. Okay, cool.
Oh, I was about to say, it's like, holy shit. That's a long time for a
Doesn't seem very
basic
good.
buff spell.
It has all the vocal, yes.
Vocal. Okay. I will need you to make another Constitution save then.
Okay. Do I still have advantage?
Yeah, just because Lauren is still keeping the gust of wind up to try and keep the air circulating. But this area where you guys are standing is very, very full of smoke. And it's definitely a struggle to
17.
17. Okay. Burberry, doing your absolute damnedest to get this incantation out without inhaling or letting out any of your breath, just kind of resistance.
No, I just
Lauren,
fucking plug the nose holes in my mask with my fingers. Jesus.
Yeah. Lauren will benefit from a D4?
Noel, but yes.
Oh, Noelle's getting a... Oh, that's right. Damn it. Noelle is getting a D4.
That one I'll never understand. We don't even have to symbol our names.
You're both girls.
Alright, so I'm rolling with advantage or without advantage for this one?
With advantage.
With advantage. And a
if you
D4.
need it.
Okay. $20 total. 16 plus a 4 on the D4.
Okay.
Or sorry, 21 I guess.
With every ounce of willpower you've got, you take, what breath is possible with this assistance you've been given, and just hold on to it for dear life. Your eyes are watering, your lungs feel like they're about to burst, but you're holding. And at this point, the massive webbing is now just a wall of fire. And through the haze of smoke, you can just kind of barely make out the flickering of these flames now. It's bright but indistinct. And after a few more seconds, there is suddenly this gust of cool, fresh air that kind of just into the chamber here. And you see a gap has opened up ahead of you in this webbing. And before long, the smoke that has filled this chamber is beginning to be almost siphoned out of this space and into the pantry chamber ahead of you. And in a few seconds, there's room now to kind of duck your head under the cloud, take a breath of clean air, cleanish air, and collect yourselves. So you've got an opening. You can see the flames beginning to die down. This massive webbing has now burned down to these long, black, sort of crusted tendrils that are just kind of clinging to the edges of the cavern wall now. I'll say, Alorn, with your passive perception, you okay?
Yeah. Phoebe walked across the post-it note and it got stuck to her and she just like freaked out on people. It was really funny.
Okay. I wasn't sure what that face was.
She did it again. I'm sorry. It's off now.
Okay. With your passive perception, Lauren, you will definitely hear the sounds of some raspy, kind of haggard coughing from the next chamber. This you recognize the sounds of these voices. This raspy, chittery, spidery voice.
It's spider number 6.
It is a Spider-Man. Or Spider-Men, I should say. There are multiples in the next chamber, and they are, it would seem, not pleased by the sudden influx of smoke into the chamber.
Am I still dying?
You are able to catch your breath at this point. You thankfully were able to rally without much issue.
That was maybe not our best way to do that.
Since when have we done things the best way to do them?
Fire in a very small enclosed space is somewhat dangerous for people who breathe.
A little.
It does offer, however, some proof of concept on your initial plan. And yeah, listening in on the hacking and coughing, you hear kind of frantic, erratic footsteps, scraping of claws on rock, growing fainter, and the sounds of this coughing kind of fading away.
They're just like, yeah,
I'm
shit,
guessing
they're
those were
back.
guards. And they're gonna go get some buddies to come back. So
Can we see through the hole that's formed in the webbing at this point?
You can. There's still like a decent layer of smoke that's kind of filtering in and spreading out along the roof. It's probably like, a couple feet thick. But beneath that, you can see through into the pantry chamber. And from where you're standing, you can't see the two tunnel entrances on the other side of the chamber because it kind of bends. But from what you can see here, there does not appear to be anyone posted next to this opening or within sight. Just the thick blanket of smoke that is spreading out and kind of filling the next chamber.
Just quickly looking, can we see the pile of like roughly body-shaped sacks?
From here, no. Those were closer to the other tunnel entrances. You can see the compartments where you guys kind of hid from the first patrol you encountered in here. But you would need to actually step into the chamber to get the angle to look around the bend. And
can we step in, or is there just a big old fire formed in the door?
The fire has died off for the most part here at this point. It's been a few minutes of burning since it started here. And if you want, you can step inside. There's still like some glowing embers on the black, crusty remains of the web. Probably be careful not to grab those with your bare hands, but you can step through if you want.
Well, I don't think Noel's going to. I would not be the wisest person to take charge here. So I leave it to the party.
I will go in first then.
All right.
And I'm gonna check before I go in. I'm gonna check up above and like down below before I jump, just to make sure there's nothing on the walls waiting.
Are you like just poking your head out and like looking up and down?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a perception check.
12.
12. Okay. Hard to see through the smoke above the doorway, but looking down at the ground and the walls next to you, there does not seem to be anything lying in wait.
Alright, then I'm just gonna go for it.
All right, stepping through. You are now across the threshold, standing in the first chamber.
Can I do a double take above the door? Nothing? Okay.
You're standing there. Nothing's moved, nothing's changed. Just the smoke continuing to into the chamber.
I'm gonna head towards the bodies, I guess.
All right. You can see now, rounding that corner, that they're up ahead. You have the two tunnels, one sloping upwards, the other bending down deeper into the earth, and still piled up next to that lower tunnel. You can see the bound bodies of humanoid creatures stacked like logs.
I'm gonna like set up guard and watch those tunnels.
Okay, so just
and be on like high alert.
keeping watch.
Yeah.
Okay. So, watching those tunnels, you can see the smoke sort of spreading across the ceiling, growing sparser as it crosses and disperses, but beginning to flow sort of up to the mouth of that lower tunnel and just kind of pool and circulate there. And to the rising tunnel, you see it kind of sweeping in and kind of vanishing out of sight as it continues to rise. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
21.
21. Okay. You really like strain your ears, you listen intently. You'd swear you could hear this faint, hard to parse echo kind of coming up out of that lower tunnel. There's some kind of activity down there.
I'm gonna point down at that bottom tunnel. So hopefully people will understand. And I'll go like
Gotcha. All those Green Warden hand signals that nobody in the party knows. Yeah.
President of who?
But yeah, you stand guard. You listen for a minute more. Again, periodically hear that echo, kind of coming up out of it. But there does not seem to be like a major change or shift in that sound. Just kind of.
Are we getting these bodies? I look at the strong guys.
John will go and pick up the bodies and I don't know, can he like stick them to the glaive with with the webbing?
Like hang them
Just
on
a big skewer, the whole pile.
Jesus.
So
I think he's
meant,
talking about like hanging it by the webbing.
He just shit bumps all the corpses.
I meant like hanging them off the glaive by the webbing, so that I can carry all of them instead of having multiple.
Can
was
I
about
do
to say,
something?
I'm very well versed
real
in
quick?
many rituals. I do not know this one.
Y'all always assuming the worst.
It's a ritual from the god Kebab.
Oh, tell me more about this K-Bob.
What's that, Charlie?
I still have one bottle of alcohol.
Okay.
I'm going to pour it down the tunnel.
Okay.
And if I see anything coming up that tunnel, I'm going to do my little flame right where the alcohol is so it burns down
And just
and lights the tunnel up on fire.
okay, sure. Just kind of standing and watch.
Yep.
All right. So John, I'll say this: trying to like hobo sack these bodies off of your glaive. Just the one body suspended that way, you're starting to kind of lift him, and you can already see and feel the shaft of your glaive beginning to bend.
Oh. Stop that immediately then.
It maybe not the most sturdy material for carrying 6 bodies down a hallway. With some doing, you could probably like thread the haft of this glaive through the webbing and sort of carry it, 2-person, one in front, one in back, kind of like a hog tied kind of situation on a spit.
Can I just grocery carry it?
Just grocery carry the body?
Just a one trip.
What is your carry capacity?
Where do I find that?
On your inventory page, it should say what your
Carry capacity is 540 pounds.
540. And do you have the like the athletic build thing?
That lets you carry more.
Yeah.
The what?
It's a racial trait that lets Goliaths, I think, are able to carry double their
I
usual.
remember I'm half orc.
Right.
It's giants, I think, is the other one. It's giants, because furbolgs have it too.
I have size.
All right.
Half orc is somewhat larger and I'm bulkier than humans in their range. No, that's not it.
It's like athletic build or something like that.
No.
So he's just got
I'm
the half orc things. Okay. So I'd say carrying these grocery style, you could probably grab 2 of them.
Can I make it like an athletics check or something to carry a bunch of them?
We could try to get more, but we'll definitely need a good check out of you for that.
I'll do like Olympic carry style.
Yeah, you got like 2 in your grip and then like 2 under your arms you're trying to get.
I'm just like getting them all grocery style, just like getting the
And do
hamster.
not forget, you don't have to carry all of them. There are 2 big people in this party.
I'm sorry, the rule is 1 trip.
That's true.
Yes.
That's why I'm not interfering.
But the rule is not 1 trip, 1 person.
I don't know what you're talking
athletics
about.
check. Por favor.
The rule is 1 trip. Let's see.
Could have 2 people in 1 trip?
Okay, so that is a non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20. Okay. It's hard, but you can definitely get like 1 under each arm and 1 in each hand. You can get 4. But you are like, you have a couple of minutes at best of this before your grip gives out. Like this is a lot to carry at once. So loading up, get the fuck out of there. John is going to start making his way back out towards the mine shaft and to the elevator. Aloran, listening in, you can still hear now closer, now that you're standing closer to the tunnel, the occasional echo of one of those spider voices from down below. Does not seem to be getting any louder, but there does seem to be an increase in frequency, an overlap. It sounds like maybe there's more of them down there than there was a minute ago. But they don't sound like they're advancing yet. Who's taking the last 2 bodies?
I look at Burnaby.
I guess I can.
All right. What's your carry capacity?
John feels ashamed he couldn't 1 trip it.
Let's see.
Who went tripping it?
You got help.
Carrying capacity is 210 pounds. Current encumbrance 127 pounds.
Okay. I'll have you make an athletics check as well, because you could probably carry 1 of these guys. But
Army
2
is not athletic.
2 might be pushing it.
That is a 15 plus 2, 17.
17. All right. It's again not easy. You're working with very limited time here before your legs or your grip gives out, but you've got like 1 over your back and like the other one kind of princess carry in your arms that you're just trying to shuffle your way back out of the tunnel. It's a lot of weight, man. And yeah, Aloran, as he's making his way out, you start to hear the sounds of activity down that tunnel. You hear claws scraping on stone, multiple sets of claws. You can see overhead the smoke is starting to thin to the point that it's almost not even there.
Like they just started entering the tunnel, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
I'm
grabbing
gonna
the last
wait
body.
till it's they're a little closer, and then I'm gonna start the fire.
I think they're well accounted for.
I
That's
thought there
all
was one
6.
last.
No, there were 6.
Oh, I thought you said Barnaby could only get 1.
He got 2. It is barely making his way, following you, but yeah, you guys are now making your way down that tunnel, up to that collapsed debris. Sean, you're gonna have to like haul 1 body and then another body and like get these 4 individuals kind of thrown over it. There's some work there to be done. Barnaby's kind of having to set his down, catch his breath. Aloran, you hear those creatures are definitely drawing closer.
I'm gonna light the alcohol web.
All right, so with the accelerant, spreads much faster, just down the tunnel, up along the wall, and immediately you hear this screeching from down the way and scrambling, kicking of rock. The voices are raised, frightened, panicked, but very quickly retreating, clearly growing quieter, despite their number. They definitely did not like that. And yeah, John throwing these things over. You finally have all of your bodies on the other side, haul yourself over the mound, get your situation reset, get them under your arms, back in your hands, start making way for the elevator. Barnaby following suit, one
Yep.
then the other, clambering over, getting it back on his shoulders, back in his arms, slowly trudging his way to the elevator. What are the other three doing? What are you guys up to?
We are covering the rear, I believe.
All right.
Staying low.
Staying low, falling back, following as the two big boys carry their load back to the elevator. As you fall back, does not sound like there is any pursuit hot on your tail. All you can really hear is the distant flicker of that fire Lauren started in the hall. You throw that lever, and that elevator begins climbing back towards the surface.
As we're going up, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I forgot to ask them for more alcohol. What have I done? And I'm just sitting there like going, oh god.
I'm sure they have plenty more.
Fuck. All right, let's take our break there. We can come back in 5 minutes ish. Give it to 10:15.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll get back on this.
All right, quick break. I dared. It's up.
All right, he dared. We're back. So, back in the mining camp, you guys have resurfaced with the bodies of 6 deceased miners in tow.
I'll start walking back towards the camp. And as I go, I will be casting Prestidigitation to get the smoke smell out of my clothes.
Fair. Yeah, when you guys emerge from the tunnels, there is definitely a surge of activity around you as miners converge to assist you with the bodies and kind of look over the dead mournfully, laying everyone out and kind of trying to cut them free of the webbing. You can see there's 3 humans here, 2 men and an older woman, as well as an elf, a dwarf, and what looks like another Triton, actually. This is a middle-aged man. His head fins are kind of cropped short, but Aloran you would recognize kind of by the size of the forearm and foreleg fins, that he is an older fellow and maybe not in the best health. The color's a little off. Or at least he wasn't in great health before he died.
He's one of the dead miners.
Oh, I thought this was
Oh, I thought he was alive.
No. This is one of the 6 bodies.
God,
I was
okay.
so picturing this scene totally differently.
No. 3.
Same. I was like, oh, there's a Triton down here I get to talk to? Cool.
That would explain
yay.
No.
Only if you
No.
gotta speak with the dead.
Yeah, that No, he's dead.
That'll be
he's one of
Burberry's
the
domain
six-
eventually.
Yeah.
All domains are my domain.
Um, and yeah, Torleen, seeing this, will definitely approach a lot of you. Just thank you all for pulling this off. That's a load off everyone's minds.
They seem to be
Really?
aware of where we came from.
Well, I would imagine. I mean, they probably watch the main entrance, right?
Makes
I thought
sense.
about that.
So, if they're waiting for you, do you intend to head back down, or what are you planning to do from here?
Well,
Should we just go ahead
fire
and beat the
would
shit out of them? Or...
fire would be good, but we would maybe die.
Problem is the smoke. I don't suppose you have ventilator masks at all.
No, we don't really make a habit of lighting large fires in the mine. It's a serious hazard. But if that helps, there is a wagon that left about half an hour ago. They'll be back later today with supplies you asked for. Oil.
Will they be bringing booze?
They will be bringing some provisions.
I got it, Lauren. You could challenge the spiders to a drinking contest.
Mostly
Whoever
ale, I would
loses-
imagine. But
And whoever loses has to leave.
They'd fucking leave. Oh, I do actually have a serious question though. Is there any minerals or anything down there that you guys mine that is explosive?
no.
Okay, cool. Then we can still light fire stuff.
Yeah, it's an old iron mine, but we're kind of looking for mithril down there, so it's not really explosive.
Actually, just a general question.
Shouldn't be.
Sorry, is there such a thing as like blast mining in this? Is dynamite a thing? Does that exist? It's not
I
in
guess give
character.
me
I'm
like
just
a-
curious. I guess if you want me to roll for it, that's fine.
Yeah. Give me history or nature, I guess.
Four.
You would probably have a general understanding that there are explosives involved in some mining operations.
It is a concept that exists.
Yeah, you just wouldn't really know what exactly. Just
Don't really know how that works, but fair enough.
it is a thing.
Well, are we going back down?
I believe that was the plan.
All of me to make earplugs.
Yes, please.
Yeah, about how long would it take for me to make some earplugs out of like cork or something?
Had a cork?
I don't know, something soft that's malleable.
Like beeswax?
I don't think I got beeswax.
I think Lauren, upon seeing the dead Triton, is actually just gonna kind of go back into the cave and wait for you guys, and just get as far away from that as possible.
Okay.
Can I do an insight check? Do I
Yeah,
need to do
sure.
an insight check? Oh no, that was a 2. I was gonna say, is this a sad or a mad?
Well, Burberry doesn't know.
Nope.
Oh,
I bet it's a smad.
It could be any number of emotions. Maybe one we've never heard of. But yeah, to make earplugs is not going to be a ton of work. It's just sourcing your material. What are you going to make them out of?
My first thought was cork. Otherwise,
Okay.
I'm trying to determine what would be the best. Like, I imagine wadded up cloth isn't going to be that great.
I mean, it's better than nothing. You could try that pretty easily, but it's not, substantially quieter. I would say you could probably get a hold of some cork, a little bit of cork relatively easily. Find a couple of empty bottles that you can steal the cork from. And whittling them down, you can tell that the cork is not like a terrible sound blocker. It's pretty functional. It's not like a total block, but it's doable.
It sounds like it's an advantage, not an immune.
Probably, yeah.
What about beeswax? Does any of them have beeswax here?
I'd say go ahead and give me just a general investigation check.
Ooh, 19 plus 2. 21.
Okay. Actually, yes, you would be able to find some leftover beeswax from some of the old provision jars and other storage containers that had yet to be discarded, and kind of shear off the residual wax from those and melt it down, work out some earplugs there. The beeswax holds pretty well. I will say, if you're wanting to make just kind of general like in and out plugs, that you can kind of pull at will, those are probably also going to give you advantage. I would say alternatively, if you wanted to like really get these like form-fitting sealed in your ear, like totally just block out all sound, like get them hot, mash them in, you would be effectively deaf to the sounds of that terrible gunshot down in the fucking mines. But once you pull them back out, getting them resealed without heat is going to be
problematic.
That doesn't seem very useful. You can't deafen us if we deafen ourselves.
I'll just kind of voice it to the party. Well, I can either give us a better shot at ignoring the gunshot, or just make us all deaf.
Either you're plugging your ears and going deaf, or you're
going deaf over long-term gunfire.
Is it for future reference? Are we allowed to just cover our ears as a reaction when we see Barnaby taking his turn?
I would say as a reaction you could do it.
I think that might be the best thing we're going to get.
And if that's the case, I'm going to make removable earplugs.
Okay.
And I'll keep them with me. That way, if we do end up needing them, I got them.
All right. So Barnaby has earplugs for the party if you guys decide to save your reactions and just pop them in.
I imagine John would like that, considering his reaction is what you use for attacks of opportunity.
Probably should keep his hands free, yeah. That's fair. So
I will certainly take a pair.
All right.
Thank you very much, Barnaby.
Of course.
So what is the party's plan?
I have no idea.
Sand.
Back to the beach. Fuck these bugs.
Should we just head in and annihilate them?
Yes.
It went
I mean,
really well
there's
last
We should
time.
probably wait to get that oil.
I
though.
mean,
Also, if we get
last-
the oil a chance to come, the smoke might have cleared by then.
last time we also were trying to conserve what little resources we had left, fighting wise.
It's true.
If we go in with the idea that we're just going to annihilate everything in one big old fight, and then if we need to rest again, we can.
Oh. Could we possibly get a if we are planning to do more fire things, some rags might be nice to cover our faces with.
Yeah, if we can soak them with some water and then cover our faces.
That is exactly what I was thinking.
That's doable. Yeah, you guys can probably find yourself some rags, handkerchiefs, stuff.
Yeah.
It's not an uncommon thing to find at a mining site with a lot of dust and crap.
Prestidigitation shit out of those things first, though.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'll quick do that.
I want mine to be white, not black.
Bit dirty. All right, so handkerchiefs over the face, earplugs if you need them.
Yeah.
Possibility of oil being delivered later today. If you want to wait.
I would say we should wait for an hour or so just for the smoke to settle a little bit, and then we can go ahead and head in before the oil thing arrives, just to kind of figure out where it would be most effective. Without murdering ourselves, of course.
Oh, you want to go down and check out where the oil would be effective?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Since I assume we will be carrying a barrel of it, and it's hard to keep one's hands free with a large cylindrical object.
So we're waiting an hour and then clearing out whatever's in the room and then figuring out where to put the oil.
Yes.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So, the four of you can make yourselves comfortable in camp. Aloran remains
Where is Lauren?
where she is sitting in the cavern.
Walked back towards like the elevator shaft to be alone.
See how she is doing.
I think she might want to be alone.
Perhaps, but sometimes having a friend there to be alone, quiet with is helpful. Makes you feel supported, yes?
Let's go see if we can find her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you'll remember she walked away as the bodies were sort of being uncovered, and you'll find her back in the mine shaft.
Oh my god, the wind here is absurd. Sorry,
I can hear
completely
it.
out of it's like out of character. It is just insane. It has been gusting the entire week like crazy.
It has been very, very windy.
More so than it normally is in the middle of nowhere where I live.
Yes.
But yeah, we'll go. I guess me and Burberry are gonna go find Lauren.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, so what is Aloran doing in the mine right now?
She's sitting in the darkest spot she can find, curled up and like with her knees to her chest and her head between her knees.
Oof. Okay.
Lauren, are you okay?
Good. Just taking a nap.
I'm gonna roll insight.
I don't think she's sleeping.
She's trying to take a nap, right?
Oh.
No, difference. 12.
12. What is Aloran's passive deception?
We're not that high.
I'm passively lying to you.
Beats it. I would say you've probably sensed there's something funny about that statement.
don't even have the camera up, but I like, my brain just immediately imagined Plet's suspicious like with the over-exaggerated.
You were about on point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I'm a predictable bitch. I'm sorry.
There's nothing wrong with being predictable. Sometimes it's fun. Plus, I have known you for a while. I mean, not as long as some of these goons, but a while.
You're getting up there.
Burberry's gonna, like... It's always awkward watching Burberry sit, but Burberry's gonna sit next to a Lauren. The whole thing just billows
Yeah,
out.
the billow and pancake.
Do you want to talk about it? Or is this a silent thing?
I think silent. Yeah.
Are you positive? I have a wonderful, what's the word? Cat can't remember the word. Spiel. The priests do them all the time.
Sermon?
Thank you! I have a wonderful sermon about what happens afterwards and how it's part of balance.
I don't know. Out of character question. How long has it been since, like, the party first met up?
You guys met? That's a great question, actually. I think it was about a month ago.
Follow-up question:
Okay.
Is a lich a life form?
It is a
that-
creature.
That falls under a different sermon.
No.
It has been almost 60 days since the party met. Yes. Nearly 1 full month here in Vergos.
You being next to her, you might see that her shoulders are kind of like shaking a little bit.
So Noel can see like a weird like inner dialogue going on because he like looks at Aloran and then he looks down at himself and then he looks at Aloran and you know that he doesn't like being touched or touching other things all that much, so but he also wants to be comforting. Like, how do you do without touching her?
Dare.
Hover hand.
Dare.
Oh, he rolled a 19. Oh, good job, buddy. He starts to, like, gently rub / scratch her shoulders. Because
Dare.
he's doing the rubbings, but he's got them nails.
I'll say Lauren will start taking like deep breaths, like trying to do some calming, like calming breathing.
And he just kind of, like, nods along, like, yes, good.
And then probably in a few minutes she'll like lift up her head and just be like very sad. And if you roll high enough insight, maybe other things too.
I'll try.
Alright, we're doing it!
I'll try.
Burberry just hands you, like, a Burberry freaking plaid handkerchief. He rolled a 5.
Well,
Oh.
Noel got a
Okay.
17. Noel's probably just leaning up against the opposite wall. Maybe like lit her, or just turned on her lamp, just so we have a little bit of ambient light in here for the moment.
I'll probably say that you might catch a glimpse of like guilt.
Is this about the Triton, Lauren?
Maybe. But it's alright, it's fine. Everything's groovy. They're gonna bring more alcohol. It's gonna be fine.
As much fun as drinking away your sadness sounds. Maybe not so much. Feeling does have its place. Oh, was it this? Is this one of those feeling bad about a thing, but not actually that things? I'm sorry.
Maybe.
Was that
It'll probably get like, she doesn't want to talk about it, but like, same time she kind of does, but like, same time she's like, I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to talk about it.
everything should be done in your own time. But we are here.
I appreciate it. I don't want to be down in a dank spider-filled cave when I come to terms with this.
Would you like to be down outside in a fairly sunny day?
I don't know where. I'll figure that out eventually.
No, I meant at this like particular moment.
Oh. No.
Is there
The
perhaps
darkness.
is there perhaps one small part of this that you could share with us, just so we understand what's going on? Maybe you don't have to get into all the nitty-gritty, but just something. We want to help, and I want to make it clear that we care about you.
She's really thinking about what to say. I'm also thinking about what to say. I guess we'll just be kind of vague and just be like, I just saw so many dead. And then she'll have like a kind of haunted expression. She'll look like, and then she'll like kind of blink it away and like actively really trying not to think about it.
I see. I don't know if there's anything we could say that would make that better.
Probably not. But yeah, it's fine. It's groovy, man. Woo. Let's kill some spiders. Yeah, let's go do that. Let's go kill the bastards that did this.
We are waiting for the smoke to clear first, I'm afraid.
God damn it, okay. And then
I understand more than you might know that having faith in something and then having it broken, be it faith in another thing or faith in yourself, can be very difficult to get. But if it helps, I certainly have faith in you. You tend to do all the things as you think are right, and everybody does fuck up now and again. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure I would have been dead like 5 times if it wasn't for you, so...
sniffle a little, be like, thanks, guys.
I also wanted to say, and this is something I've been meaning to tell you for a while, Lauren. This is, it's not a good idea to beat yourself up about things that were beyond your control. I spent a lot of time doing that to myself. And I don't know everything about the mission you were on. I don't know all the details. But sometimes things are just out of our control. And there wasn't anything that could have been done. And sitting and thinking on what could have been just isn't healthy. Just try and keep that in mind.
Mm. I think with that, Lauren will probably start being very quiet again. More into her thoughts. But she will join y'all back out into the...
We'll hang out with her until she does. I think.
Yeah.
She will go back out.
Okay. So, some quiet conversation in the cave before making your way back out into the camp. And by this point, the bodies have been moved from where you guys initially laid them down. They are nowhere to be seen currently. And you can see that a decent portion of the camp is currently not present either. You guys have sort of just kind of been left to your own devices. There's still, a couple of guards keeping watch on the walls. But you more or less got the place to yourself right now.
I think we're just waiting for the for that hour.
All right.
And it's back to work.
Let some time pass, let the sun climb a little higher into the sky, and eventually it's time to get back down there. So what's the plan?
Probably the elevator.
Descend back down the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say as you approach, before you even make it over the rubble,
Chittering.
you can hear chittering. You can hear an uncomfortable squelching sound. Occasionally this kind of gross, flatulent sort of echo kind of
You hear an
makes its
ominous
way
farting.
down the tunnel. Yeah. You hear this periodically. There is definitely something happening on the far side of that rubble. God only knows what.
Lauren will
Oh
sneakily
no,
go
the
over
colony
to
has
them.
eaten beans. We're all doomed.
They're gonna smoke you
It's
out
not
now.
just gas.
If I had to take a guess, they're putting out more web.
I did see that. Well, let's fucking stop them.
Bitch. Noel shoots one.
It misses.
So what's the... Yeah.
As is tradition.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys can hear the sounds of activity on the far side of the rubble. How do you want to approach this?
I peek around the corner.
I feel like
to
our
see what's
two
up.
strongest guys are not approaching any problems.
I'm a ranged
You guys will
man.
just
What do
sit
you
back there
expect?
silently, like,
I'm ready to go.
go
I thought
fucking
we
kill
just-
him. This is your job.
Okay, John barges in.
Noel slaps John ass. John gets moving.
Do your fucking job. We didn't hire you to stand there and look pretty. We hired you to kill things.
Like, Berber and Noel just at the front of the pack, like, why are we standing up here?
Hey, I said I wanted to
I
go.
thought you guys were trying to
investigate.
strategize or something.
Y'all do tend to do that quite a lot.
I'm just asking what the next play is. What do you guys? Who's doing what? What's
I
going to
step
happen?
I
aside,
want to go to the.
make room for the two strong
John,
boys.
John comes in and kicks open the web opening like, I'm here, bitches.
Okay. So
Swings open like a fucking door.
you guys have not even climbed over the rubble yet. You can hear the sounds of activity
John
over there.
kicks the rubble out of the way. I'm here, bitches.
Okay.
There it
So
is.
you kick at the rubble, and there's just like a spray of rock. And through the gap in the top of that hill, you can see at the end of the tunnel a cluster of these creatures on the far side of the threshold, very frantically trying to disentangle themselves from webbing as they've now caught sight of you, that they were attempting to try and like plaster over the hole in the wall. And they really had not got much done. So let's go ahead and roll some initiative, because we got eye contact.
9 for Noel.
Oof.
Non-natural 20 for John.
Lauren got a 14.
14, eh?
13 for Barnaby.
Also an unnatural 20.
Jesus.
What's your dex?
+4.
You're going first.
Nah, you can go first. I'll be back here. You have fun up there.
Alright. You guys rolled pretty solid. Noah's the only one under 10. So,
actually, no, I will go first, because yeah, I'm gonna do something to you, John. It'll be great.
oh shit.
Oh, yeah.
Guiding bolt.
How'd you know?
The turn.
I was
Alright.
on their side the whole time.
Takes
got
out the mask.
highest-
He's a spider.
Who's got the highest dex?
She's 2 spiders.
Or, oh shit. 2 spiders in a trench coat.
I stop it too. Let's
That's
do
why you
7.
felt multiple limbs. It was
Oh,
8 of them.
shit. So Burberry, you're going first. What are you doing?
I'm gonna cast protection from poison on John.
Oh shit!
Good call.
Protection from poison.
I forgot
Yeah.
these things are poisonous.
Yeah, that's what did most of the damage last go round.
That's true.
That is very true.
So, you have advantage against being poisoned and have resistance to poison damage.
Good to know. All right. So you've cast a spell on John, and it is now John's turn. John, you are standing on the far side of the rubble. 30 feet from that peak, you can see the threshold where the spiders are frantically disentangling themselves from their web.
Wait, so can I make it to where they are right now?
So you're going to need to squeeze through this gap between the ceiling and the top of this threshold, which is going to take up some of your movement.
Can I do like an acrobatics dive through?
Ooh, okay. I'm down. Give me an acrobatics roll. Show me your sweet tuck and roll, guy.
7.
7. You
Uh-oh.
dive and you get stuck. I tried to dive through the hole, but I was too dummy thick. And
John,
my
My
cheeks
ass
went
cheeks
against
got stuck in the rubble.
ceiling.
John's got some thick thighs and ass cheek, and he
John's
gets
got
stuck.
too much cake back there.
Yeah, John, you try to dive, but you catch yourself on the rubble. It's unfortunate, but you're just a little too thick, and it's going to take some pulling, some elbow grease to pull yourself out of this. So moving over this is going to be half speed, so you can reach.
John is
the-
currently difficult terrain.
Yeah. I will say that you can get like to within 10. Nah, I'd say like 15 feet of the actual doorway here, and you would need to dash to finish crossing the threshold.
Screw that out. I'm going to use my dredge line to grab one of them and bring them to me.
Oh shit! How far does that reach?
15 feet.
Oh shit! Okay, cool. Scrambling over the rubble, getting back to your feet, running at them. Oop, damn it! I keep opening the wrong fucking tab.
Target must succeed on a strength saving throw. DC is 8 plus my proficiency plus my strength.
Okay.
So that would make it 8 plus 2 plus 4, so 8 plus 6. So
Oh, buddy. So to dredge line, you need to be in a rage.
Oh, right, I forgot.
Yeah.
Forgot.
So
It's probably not worth raging for this combat.
Yep.
It's not. I'll just stay where I am and
all right, hold your position.
I don't know. Caress my dummy thick ass.
Come and get it, spiders.
They can't see it.
No. That's the real reason that it's difficult terrain because you just can't pass that up.
Yes,
We gotta slow down and take a look.
Yeah. So the spiders are going to see John wedge himself in the rock and pull himself free and start charging towards them. They are just extricating themselves from the webbing and disappearing from the threshold, falling back, pulling away out of sight.
Boo. Noel boos them
There's
from the back.
a lot of panicked screaming happening on the far side of the threshold. So
you fear my dummy thickness.
yeah. So Aloran, it is your turn. What are you doing?
Gonna go after Spideys.
All right. So, clambering over the rubble and running up to John. Do you want to keep going? Do you want to dash?
Can I stop there and like see what we're up against before I jump down?
Do you want to go up to the threshold then? Because it will take a dash to reach that far.
How far is the threshold from the rubble?
Plus, you'll need a concentration check to stop looking at John's dummy thick ass.
But how far is the rubble in the hole?
No, so the collapsed roof that the miners dropped to try and kind of cover their escape is like the base of that slope is 30 feet from the threshold, the gap in the wall, right? And you were on the far side of that had to clamber over it.
I know. Why? It sounded like John's tentacle was gonna be in range, and that's only
he had to
15
be raged first, though.
But it's only 15 feet.
He can't use the tentacle unless he's raging.
I know, but is the rubble 30 feet or 15 feet from the threshold?
The base of the rubble is 30 feet from the threshold. The tentacle would reach. I'm not disputing that, but he wasn't raging.
How does he take a dash
I-
action to get to the breach?
I'm not at
To
the
get
base
to the
of
threshold. You guys were on the far side, right? So it's
I used all my movement to get 15 feet from the threshold.
it's probably like a 10-foot wide like pile of crap of rock, right? So like you were on the far side of that, so you had to climb over that. It was difficult terrain, and then he's able to get probably halfway to the threshold with his remaining movement.
Okay, that makes slightly more sense.
Lawrence is gonna, I guess, dash, go all the way to the threshold, and
look inside.
Yes, and then if I can, could I do a reaction for Flame Spear? I see spiders coming to attack me.
Are you like? Do you want to just cast it?
Oh no, I can't because I'm using dash, right?
Yeah, if you're dashing, that is your action for the turn.
Okay, then I was gonna go up, and then can I use my bonus action as a reaction?
No, but you can use your bonus action on your turn right now.
Okay,
that is an option.
Worthless to me. Okay.
You sicken me.
I will say, so from John to the threshold is 15 feet, so you will have 15 feet of movement left from that dash. Looking inside from there without entering the room you can see that sort of the tail end of this crowd of creatures has rounded the bend in the chamber and seem to be running for the tunnels.
I should get a sense of how many.
I'll just.
There were 4 or 5 visible in the threshold, like working to repair it. From this point, you only like catch the back of like one of them as it rounds the corner.
I'm just gonna stay there, and I'm gonna tell them that they're retreating. And that's the end of my turn.
Okay, Barnaby.
I guess I'm gonna get close to the rubble, close as I can, really.
Okay. So, getting to the rubble is not difficult. It is very close to you. It's 5 feet away. So you are by the rubble. Do you want to climb over it?
Yes.
All right. So climb over that. It's difficult terrain. It's going to be another 15 feet to get over this. You got 10 feet left. What do you want to do?
I guess I'll dash if that's gonna be what takes it.
Oh, you want to get all the way to the threshold? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. So getting up to a Lauren then, catching up. That will take us to Noel then. Same story, catching up?
Are we in combat? Yeah, I guess I'll get up there.
Okay, sure. That takes us back to the top of the order, Burberry.
Behind, as I should be.
Just hanging back,
Of
following at a
course.
distance.
Yep.
All right. That will take us to John then. John, you're between Burberry and a Lauren. 15 feet from the threshold.
Go through the threshold and
All right. So you're in the chamber.
see what I see. Is it,
So right from the threshold, you do not see any sign of creatures. Do you want to keep advancing inside? Start rounding that bend?
yeah, I'll go to the
Okay.
15. I guess I got another 15 feet of movement. So.
You do. As you do round that bend, you will see very poorly hidden inside one of these little webbed compartments. There is one of these little Spider-Men, kind of shaky, honestly, as he's standing there waiting. Yeah, I mean, you catch sight of him immediately, and in a kind of panicked reaction, he is going to try and lunge at you. However, he was
You
not
make
very
me
well
feel
hidden.
like I'm a bandit raiding a village right now.
I mean, we kind of are.
You guys did set a very big smoky fire earlier, and these things were not about that shit. That is going to be a 17 to hit.
That hits.
All right. Because it was a ready to action, he only gets to use 1. So you take a big fat 5 damage. He scratches you.
John will retaliate by stabbing him.
And swing.
That would be a 24 to hit.
24 definitely hits.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage.
I'm not raging yet, so it's 1d10 plus 4 plus 6.
It'd be plus 4. The plus you get an extra 2 from the rage, so that's what gets you to 6.
Ah, okay. So that'd be 12 damage.
12. Oof. All right. That's a big hit. That's probably an arm popping off of this guy. He is not in good shape now, and there is a screechy, ragged, fucking cry that comes out of this thing. And with your passive perception being what it is, you notice all around you in multiple nearby compartments, these things have very hurriedly kind of tucked themselves inside kind of the door frames of these sort of little webbed rooms where they were just kind of lying in wait, very poorly concealed. You count there are 5 of them in total. You can also see directly ahead of you at the far end of the chamber, kind of crouched in the mouth of the tunnel leading deeper into the nest, there is another one of the large centaur spider creatures.
Well, that's not good.
Where is it?
He is at the far end of this chamber. He's crouched in the mouth of one of the tunnels, the one that leads deeper into the nest.
We should check some oil on it.
Yeah, well, you have advanced your 15 feet with your movement. You made your attack. Do you want to do anything else in your turn?
No.
All right.
Okay.
That will bring us to the Spider-Men. And seeing you lop off the arm of one of their boys,
How did this happen again?
they will charge and begin raking you with their claws.
Should I have raged?
Probably.
That's a natural 20.
Ouch.
Yeah,
That-
probably.
17 and another 17.
Ow.
We're bad at this.
So I need to go back and sleep again.
So that's going to be 7 plus... Okay, so 13 piercing damage from the first creature. 2 of 5. Miss. 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 All right, he does nothing. 3 of 5. Miss. Hit. 16?
Nope. Well, meets it.
Meets it? Okay, so that's 2 hits. That is 7 damage. No,
20
fourth creature now. That is a 16. That is a 1. That is a 2. That is 3 damage. And the 5th creature, 1. That is a 22. And that's another 1. Holy shit. So much for that crit. You take another 4 damage.
It's a 27 damage total.
All
Oh
right.
my god.
So,
Pain.
Just to be double checked that none of that was poison damage, yeah?
nope, all piercing.
Alright.
I think it was the big one that did
Yeah,
poison
I mean-
damage.
I'm at half. I'm at less than half health now.
Well, these creatures are standing in front of you, and like 2 of them are clinging to the webbing on the walls, like just standing and swiping at you. It is now Aloran's turn.
I'm gonna bonus action turn into a bear.
Okay,
And then I'm gonna go fuck up some spidey.
do it. So Aloran charges in,
Yeah.
almost knocking John over, and start swinging. There are 4 who are uninjured and 1 who is missing an arm.
I'm gonna bite the one missing the arm and claw another one.
All right.
So for the bite, the roll is an 18.
That'll definitely hit.
And then, do you want me to just roll damage first?
You can. Whatever order you want to do this in.
8 damage.
All right. The armless creature is now headless, I'm imagining. Just one clean crunch, and the body falls limp.
Okay,
Ugh.
I'm sorry. And then she'll claw the other creature.
All right.
And that is a 16.
16 will hit. Give me some damage.
Yeah. Okay. 13.
13 damage. Badly hurt, but not dead yet. He's probably got a nice, massive gash across his chest, just peeled open almost in half, but he is still standing, bleeding profusely. That will take us to Barnaby. What's your play, guy?
I would like to get down.
All right.
Get out and down.
All right. So you were standing next to a Lauren earlier?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, getting into the room is not going to take you a lot of movement. That's another 5 feet. And now
All right.
another 10 feet. And you can see standing right in front of you is a big-ass bear and big-ass John and a bunch of Spider-Men.
All right. I'm going to kind of poke my barrel through the bunch of them and fire at the bugs.
All right. There is 1 injured and 3 uninjured. Do you care who you target?
I'll shoot the injured one.
All right.
Is this your gun?
Yes.
I'll cover my ears as reaction.
I'm wearing my earplugs, thank you.
Yeah. Bear Lauren, you see a gun barrel poke out of the corner of your eye.
You'll hear a...
So on the earplugs, bang. That's a 19 to hit.
It definitely hits.
If you guys ignored my earplugs, they would have gone away. My teacher
I succeeded on the con
Exactly.
save.
I have a con save now, right?
Yep.
I got a 17.
2 of these creatures are deafened.
I
Hello.
got a 24.
All right.
I got it. 21.
Good job. You guys covered your ears excellently.
We're used
very,
to
very
it
good
now.
reactions. You're ready.
I got a nat 1.
Oh. Well,
The
it
gun
was right next to
your
you.
ear. See what you're doing.
That is 9 damage.
9 damage is another dead Spider-Man. This echoing gunshot sounds through the chamber, and a Spider-Man goes flying backwards and splays against his web, just his guts totally torn in half by this fucking gun. Anything else on your turn?
So it died, right?
He is dead.
I'll use one of my dead eye. And I'll
Fire
point at
again.
one of the healthy ones. And that is a 13. Hits.
13 to hit.
Yeah.
That is going to miss, unfortunately.
All
And
right.
that is going to be another con save from everyone.
If I'm already deaf, does it matter?
Probably not.
Okay, cool. I'm
20 total.
Okay. All right. Good job.
Will my bear ear start bleeding if I fail another one?
Sure. Go for it.
No, wait. No.
Yeah.
It was a joke.
Don't give the
Roll
DM
save.
ideas
Roll
like
the
that.
save. Roll the save.
You didn't put your earplugs in.
Take a
How much
D4 of hearing
am I
damage.
taking, DM?
You can now hear 20 yards close
You
less.
take 1 thunder damage as a second gunshot goes off in your ear.
For some reason, everything sounds like blood.
It's weird.
What's that wet noise? It's not the cave.
So yeah, unfortunately, Barnaby, that shot is going to miss, and
Yeah.
that will take us to the big spider's turn.
I'm saving my fortune of the money for later.
And the big spider, seeing this buffoonery again, is going to cast a spell.
Is it hold person?
Again, you guessed it.
Are
Hold
we in a
person.
time loop?
It's their
Give us
best
time.
second level spell. What do you want from me? Oh wait, he doesn't roll. What is he doing? Barnaby, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Wisdom saving. Wait, is it a charm effect?
I don't believe
No,
this
hold
is a
person
charm.
isn't.
No.
All right. Someday my Fey ancestry will give me advantage.
Yeah, just a basic wisdom save.
Let's see. Wisdom. What do I get for wisdom? -1. Oh, goody.
Oh
Oh
shit.
no.
That is a 12. 13 -1.
Oh, you bitch. That meets it.
Ooh.
You feel this magic closing in around your body, and you've seen this happen before, and just the panic hits you, the adrenaline shoots through your body, and you almost like jump out of your boots, just like, no, not today. Pushing through it.
None
This
of
creature-
that.
This
Thank you,
creature
Captain.
seems very, very put off. This magic isn't working on any of you. And he is going to, like, very cantankerously back away around the corner and retreat down that tunnel.
Come
That
come
will,
back here, you. I
that
haven't
will
done
take
with you yet. I got some words for you.
They all start with F.
that'll take us to Noel.
Hmm.
And I'm betting one of them is fire.
So where am I at this point? I don't even remember. like an
I
hour.
believe you either ran up to John or you ran up to the threshold with Barnaby and Lauren.
I'd
So you're
probably
either at
say I
threshold or
ran to the
picking
threat. I mean, I wanted to get as far as close as I could. I thought combat was
So-
over.
you would be at the threshold.
Okay. What can I see if I look through the threshold? Just a big
Uh,
cluster of spider craziness up front.
So you can't see the spiders, but you can see Aloran's big bear butt, John's big
Well,
butt.
they're like 15
and-
feet out, right?
They're like just around the corner. Aloran is kind of sticking out. You can kind of see like the haft of.
I guess if I go down there, do I see that I'm just immediately stepping into range of these creatures?
No, like
Okay, I'm going down there.
you don't see. Yeah, you don't see any of the creatures from the threshold. Like
Okay.
stepping inside and walking like 5-10 feet to stand next to Barnaby. Now you can see them, and they are still like a good 10 feet ahead of you.
Is the
Currently
big guy
wrapped up.
just totally out of view still?
What is your passive perception? Yeah, I'd say just through like the legs of all the people in front of you and everything. There's no sign of a big spider anywhere in the room that you can see.
Does hold person have a verbal component?
That's a good question.
Because I feel like I might have recognized if I would hear like the same chittering I've heard 30 times down here.
It does, yes.
All right. Well, are any of the Spider-Men damaged?
There are 2 dead ones and 3 that seem to be up and kicking.
I'll just take a shot at one of. I'll get back to the threshold. I'll be on this like the side of it with my team, but I will be
Right.
next to it.
Backing
Taking
up
a
as
shot
far as you
at
can.
the nearest spider. Hey, natural 20.
Hey,
I
good try.
critted.
It happened. Roll your damage.
Yes.
What's your damage, man?
Not
High
great.
today.
9 damage total.
A big fat 9.
9 piercing damage to the nearest
That
spider.
is 1 arrow solidly in the torso of one of these creatures. It screeches, but he remains standing. And that brings us back up to the top of the order with Burberry. At the back of the pack.
I will stick my head out and shoot it with my crossbow, because it's singing. Yes, that's what we're doing today.
Alright, so walking up next to Noel so that you can actually see around the bend at these creatures.
Just beyond the caving bend? I don't know. 21.
21 definitely hits.
Yeah. Wait, do you add dex to your damage as well, or do you just do a straight roll?
Mm-hmm.
So 6.
6 damage.
Nice.
Another arrow blossoms in his chest, but he still remains standing. Anything else on your turn?
I'm going to use. Can I use a bonus action to put friggin' wax in my ears? Jesus.
I'll say that can be your one free object interaction with your movement.
Cool thing.
That'll be your turn then. John, it is your turn.
How many are up and kicking still?
3, one of which is very close to dead. He's got 2 arrows in him.
DM, is your cat scratching something in the background?
No?
Keep on hearing scritching. There it is. Oh,
Dice.
that's really close to that.
It's dice.
And what about the big guy?
The big guy has backed down the tunnel and you cannot see him.
I see. I guess I'll just swing at the closest one to me.
All right. Do you want to hit the injured one or an uninjured one?
I guess I'll go for the injured one.
You could cleave.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
Or wait, no, that's the other way
Actually,
around.
if I went for
Yeah, cleave has to be on an undamaged creature.
I'll try the undamaged one then.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. I'll do a reckless attack as well.
All right, sure.
Fortunately, I didn't crit, but I got a 17 plus 6.
That will definitely hit.
And then that's 1d10 4, which is I got max damage. 14.
14. Big damage. Not death damage, but big. This thing cleaves like deep into the torso. There's a screech, and it very frantically is just going to start swinging at your face. Is that the last of your turn?
I don't want to take that much damage again, so I'm gonna rage.
Okay, cool. Raging.
I should have raged before I attacked, or whatever.
Well, the 3 living creatures will attempt to attack you. That's a miss. That's a hit. That's a nat 20. So, 10 plus 4, so that's 14 damage, halved down to 7 from the first creature. The second creature misses. Nat 20. There we go. We're fucking rolling tonight. And that's a 1. Never mind. That is 6 damage, halved to 3. That's a hit. That's a miss. That's another 20. Fuck yeah, dude.
I think John might go down for the first time.
Oh my goodness. So that's going to be 4. Oh my god, they're all 4s. 12 plus 6 is 18 halved down to 9.
Is that it?
That is the 3 remaining creatures, yes.
Oh dear God, I'm at 6 health.
Holy shit.
Good thing you raged.
Aloran, it is your turn.
I'm going to bite and claw creatures, one each.
All right.
So for the bite, 13.
13 is gonna miss, unfortunately.
The other one misses.
Oof. These creatures are fighting for their fucking lives. They are like dipping and dodging under your strikes. Despite their wounds, they are frantic. Barnaby,
Yes.
doing.
I am going to shoot my gun.
More shooting.
It's worked so well so far.
Oh, God.
So, yeah,
I made
gonna
it.
shoot one.
Didn't even need to plug my ears.
Hey. Fuck yeah.
Good.
I mean, I assume a 17 makes it.
Yep.
I failed again.
Poor Lauren.
I got
Another-
a 16 with advantage, so.
Nat 20 plus 6.
Good job, guys. Alorant, another thunder damage.
So shooting to hit, that is a 18 to hit.
18 hits.
All right.
I imagine you're shooting an injured one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's finish it off.
Pretty sure he's dead.
Maybe not. 7 damage.
Yeah, no, he's dead.
All right. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to help John using my Fey gift.
Okay.
I want to use hospitality. We both gain temporary hit points equal to 1d6 plus proficiency.
Okay.
That is 3 plus 2, 5.
5 temporary hit points for John.
And me.
Small overshield. All right.
That's more than he had before.
That will take us to the big boy. He will cast. Nobody knows because nobody can see him. Nobody knows what's happening with the big boy. But he does not reemerge from the tunnel. You do not see him. So Noel, it's your turn.
Okay.
There is one injured Spider-Man and one still intact.
I think, how far is John from Noel?
He's maybe 10 feet away.
Okay.
He's not far.
I will bonus action healing word first on John.
Okay.
So he will regain. Oops, that's not a good sound. Well, my D4 has vanished, so I will just roll a D8 divided by 2. And then. Sorry, just checking. Yeah. Okay. Me. Hey. That is it plus spellcasting modifier for healing word? I think so. Healing.
I think so, yeah.
Word. 1d4 plus spellcasting ability modifier. Cool. So you get 7 health.
Woo.
And then I'm going to run up to John, and I'm going to slather him in glistening ointment as my action. So you are going to regain another.
Oil up
8.
them cheeks.
Wait, how much do they regain?
First one was 9.
For?
Second one is pretty fucking good, actually. 5 and 8, so 8. 13 plus 2, so 15 on top of that.
So 24 in total.
Yes.
So that puts me at 30.
And then I will back up toward the crevice.
All right. Burberry, it is your turn.
30 out of what?
A what?
30 out of what?
Like 50.
I mean, might as well.
57.
Okay. Then I will go ahead and go poke him for a cure wounds
Okay.
at second level.
All right.
That's just what we do. Please don't be mean to me, D8s. I know you haven't. 2 8s.
Ooh.
Ooh, god damn.
So that's going to be 19.
John, how does it feel to be so loved by your party?
We're like a team, guys.
I will kill you someday. And backing up, I assume, Burberry?
Yes.
All right, cool. John, it is your turn. You have just
Okay.
been bombarded by healing magic and slathered in glistening ointment.
Your muscles are glistening.
Her words, not mine. What are you going to do?
I'm going to flex my rippling oiled muscles and stab whatever's living around me that's an enemy.
All right. There is one very badly injured Spider-Man and one who is still kicking.
Do the one that's still kicking.
All right. Go for
And
it.
that's 19 to hit.
19 definitely hits.
And that is 13 damage.
13. Big damage, but not death damage. More limbs flying off into the air, spraying milky Spider-Man guts everywhere. But despite that, they come at you with the fury of 1,000 Spider-Men. That's a miss. That's a lot more epic in my head. That's a miss.
Some fury they got there.
That's a hit. 1 hit from the first Spider-Man. John takes 5 damage, reduced to 2. They're feeling much less effective right now.
I still have 3 temporary hit points left.
The second Spider-Man will also attempt to hurt John. That's a nat 20. Fuck yes. That's a 6. God damn it. And that's a 15 plus numbers. So that'll be 19 total. So that's a total of 9 plus 13 total damage, reduced down to 6.
So the total amount I took from all attacks is 6 damage.
From the second spider, yes.
Oh, how much did I take from the first one?
I believe it was
2.
2. Yeah, so total of 8.
Okay. So I've taken 3 actual damage after that temporary hit points are gone. Okay.
They tried. Well, Lauren, finish them off.
Bite and claw.
Roll to hit.
17 for the
That's
first one.
That's a hit,
Alright, damage.
and he's probably dead.
11 damage.
Yo, he's very dead.
And then the clash. That is a 15.
That'll hit.
Spider's dead.
Goodbye, Spider Boy.
Ooh, that was 14 damage.
And another dead Spider Boy.
Touched
hits
our
the ground.
barbarian.
Pa, 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 pa.
How dare they?
That's what we're supposed to do. He's so shiny and thick. But yeah, the 5 Spider-Men who laid in ambush are now dead at your feet. And the big spider has withdrawn down the hall.
Like a
What will you do?
bitch.
Quick after him.
I don't know. I feel like we could use a long rest, guys.
Arm is just gonna run down.
We'll just make this a 2-week journey. Come
Do we have
down,
any-
kill 5
do we have
spiders.
any more? Do we have any more healing to get me back up to where I can tank a bit more?
I have some healing.
Wait, you had 30 out of. So you have. I mean, don't you have about 50 now?
John has
I
like
have 27.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That
Between,
doesn't
like-
sound right at all.
Yeah, no, that's not right. Because I gave you 19 and Noel gave you also
I
obscene
gave
number.
24 and Burberry gave you 19.
Wait,
Yeah, like
I
there you
didn't.
go.
I didn't hear the 19 from.
yeah.
Burberry. Sorry.
By my count, you should be at 46.
That would make sense. Okay.
Barnaby's
Like,
gonna
wait, I didn't
look down
say
the hall.
that much damage that turn.
Okay.
I must have missed the 19. Sorry.
So Barnaby is going to look down the passageway.
Yes.
Okay. So the tunnel, as was mentioned a month ago,
Yeah.
goes down and kind of bends backwards, kind of underneath this chamber. So standing at the threshold, you can only really see maybe like 15, 20 feet in before the angle takes the tunnel out of view.
I go further.
Alrighty. You continue walking down the tunnel, descending the haphazard rocky steps.
John's
Can I-
following right behind.
Can I stuff wax into the bear's ears?
Yeah,
Aw.
sure. There's like a faint like blood stain in the fur around the
Oh.
ears right now.
Oh,
Yeah, Barnaby, as you round the bend to the point where you expect to see kind of the straightaway down to the end of the tunnel, some 60 feet off, you find yourself confronted by a dim, glowing, floating dagger hanging in the air. That is very quickly
Duck.
going to take a jab at you and probably miss. That's not a lot. 15 to hit?
Beats it.
Hey, he got you.
That spider was planning this for months.
He's gonna get you with a full 10 damage as this dagger into the shoulder. And you can see at the far end of the chamber, its tiny head just barely peeking down from the ceiling of the threshold. This this big Spider-Man, his gleaming eyes glistening with the lack of light, but watching down the tunnel, waiting for you, clearly directing this knife.
Oh, I ain't gonna have that. I point my barrel up at him.
Oh, he's like, oh, fuck that. He's going to pull up out of sight. Do you want to keep moving down this tunnel?
I'm gonna shoot.
Oh, honey, homie, that was his turn.
Oh, it's his turn.
We'll advance to Noel's turn. Since it is... Oh, actually, no. I guess. Yeah. No, Barnaby, you would have.
Are we in
That would have been on. That would have been on your turn. Yeah. Go ahead and shoot. He's got like.
Alright.
He's got partial cover from this. It's just the head.
Is he 60 feet out from Barnaby?
Yeah.
If it's partial cover, I'd like to move further so I can see him better.
You want to keep walking.
So
Okay.
I can see him better.
So it's another 15 feet forward to finish your movement.
Yeah, sure.
You can still only just see the head because he's poking his head down to look down the tunnel and wait for you.
Yep, might as well.
All right.
So he gets like a bonus, or do I have disadvantage?
He's just gonna get a little bit to his AC.
All right. Let's hope he can, or he can't. Let's hope he gets hit by a 19. There, works.
A 19.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that'll hit.
All right.
Like blow one of his ears off.
Ooh, that is one short of max damage. That is 11 plus 4. That is 15.
15.
Yep.
Alrighty. That is a lot, and he does not appreciate that. and he will screech and pull back. So that is your turn.
I'm a little bugger.
All right. I actually don't believe that spiritual weapon can actually be readied, so we're just going to say that went off a little bit out of order, but that will have been his turn, was to use spiritual weapon to attack you.
All right, that's fine.
He's going to get the fuck out of dodge, though. You see him pull his head out of view, and you just hear the sound of scurrying spider legs on the ceiling as he shuffles away. That'll take us to Noel. You just heard another gunshot echo up out of the tunnel.
That's probably the big spider. I'll go catch up with Barnaby.
Okay. So making your way towards that tunnel. I'd say crossing that room is probably going to be a decent chunk of your movement, but you can get down to the level to see him. You can see that he has advanced a little ways up the tunnel, and there's a floating, glowing dagger in the air behind him, fairly close to you.
Barnaby, watch out.
It's still dripping with his blood.
I will... Is there a way I could, like, use a dash action and also kind of try and stay out of the line of sight of the end of this tunnel? So just sort of like stealth up near Barnaby?
You could try to stealth, yeah.
Okay. I'll
Go ahead and roll
use my dash
a...
and stealth up to the same area where Barnaby is.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a stealth check.
A lot. 24.
24. All right, well, you are so silent, even he does not hear you approaching from behind.
Barnaby, I'm behind you.
What?
Exactly.
So it's too late.
I've got my earplugs in.
Oh.
That's probably why he didn't hear you. So 24 to approach.
Yeah, and I'll just peek out around the corner, see if I can see the big bug.
You would not be able to get all the way to the end of the tunnel from here.
Well,
he's.
I thought you could see to the end of it?
You can see to it,
Yeah,
but you can't. Okay, so from where you're standing in the tunnel, like looking out towards the patch of wall that's visible.
Well, my goal is to get right up near Barnaby.
Right.
And then peek around the kind of angled turn that exists, I thought.
So you're already past the turn and the bend in the tunnel.
Oh, he is
it's
beyond
now just
the turn
a straight
already.
Yeah.
Well, if I get to the turn, can I peek around the corner?
Okay.
Someday we're gonna get you to make a map, Flip.
So you already went down. It's mapping a 3D fucking cave is gonna be really difficult.
Let's use that app, that one program I sent you.
Maybe.
Easy.
So, at the very beginning of this tunnel, there was a curve, right?
Yes.
As it goes down, and then it's a straightaway.
Mm-hmm.
So he already walked down as he rounded that curve. He got attacked by the knife, and then he kept walking.
Oh, so he's way down.
But so there's like another 60 feet between him and the end of this tunnel.
Gotcha. Well, then I'm just going to go as far as I can. And I will just be sneaky and behind Barnaby.
Okay, so you'll stay behind Barnaby.
Yep.
Gotcha. So holding that position 60 feet from the other end of this tunnel, right? Back at the top of the order, Burberry. You have heard a gunshot. You saw Noel run down the tunnel and disappear.
Burberry sticking with Noel. Off we go!
Okay. Are we dashing to catch up?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Cool. All right. So everyone's just going to fucking file into this tunnel.
Yeah.
John, what are you doing? John,
you're muted.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
John, ye be muted.
He's gone forever.
Sorry.
Looks like the spiders really got him.
So we've gone charging down the hall, right?
Yep.
Three of the party has. You are still standing in the first chamber.
I thought I said I was following along behind Barnaby.
We're
Might have
still.
been, but you were muted.
We were. No, he did say that, but we weren't sure if we were in combat or not.
Yeah, I mean that big spider's still hostile, and he did cast spiritual weapon and left it in the tunnel. So,
Okay, well, I'm charging after Barnaby.
all right. So catching up to the rest of the party, then everyone except for the bear is now down that tunnel. Do what?
How far ahead is the big guy?
He is no longer visible. Barnaby took a shot at him and took an ear off. And then he retreated. So he is pulled out of view and is scurrying along either the wall or the ceiling.
Can I blitz to try to see if I can catch up to see him?
I mean, you
Rush.
dashed to get up to the rest of the party to catch up to
Oh,
them.
I dashed to get to Barnaby.
Yeah. Yep.
Okie dokie, I guess that's all I'm doing this
I
round.
don't think we're catching up to him.
I mean, I think that also means
You
my
might
rage.
get something else on the way.
You could
I
punch yourself to keep rage going.
Shawnee is going to catch up to the party as well, she says.
Cool.
So you guys are just kind of filing down this tunnel.
Yep.
But you should just attack the spirit weapon.
Duck under the knife.
Yeah, the dagger is just hanging in the air behind you guys as you run past it.
If I attack the dagger, does that count as me attacking and keeping my rage going?
I don't think so.
If I Gibbs slap,
I believe that to rage, you need to attack a hostile creature. The dagger is not a creature. So, Barnaby, you're at the head of this procession. What's your play?
Can I shoot the thing again?
Oh, wait, sorry.
You
one
cannot
more
see the spider from here. He has disappeared. He's pulled back from view.
Does it rage also continue if he takes damage?
It does.
Does the dagger attack him as he runs by it?
The dagger. So the dagger would have attacked Barnaby on the actual Spider-Man's turn, because it can't be readied.
Gotcha. Okay.
I did that out of order. That's on me, but net effect of it will be the same. But no, running past the dagger has not triggered it to attack anybody, and John goes before the spider and the dagger.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was worth a shot.
Unfortunately. Barnaby, it is your turn. You cannot see the spider from where you're standing. It is 60 feet to the end of this tunnel.
60 feet.
Yep.
Guess I'll dash.
Okay. Dashing to the edge of this tunnel, looking out, you can see that the spider has circled the room and is sort of halfway down the wall at this point. He is nearing one of the pits on the floor. He's probably like 15 feet from it. And he is clearly motioning to retreat at this point. You can see he is just like backing the fuck up. No interest in fighting. Or standing and fighting, I should say. So, bonus actions or anything?
Nothing that I can really do from here.
All right.
So, I guess I'll just wait a bit.
Alrighty. So, this is a weird one. I don't see anything in Spiritual Weapon that requires he be able to see his targets.
It does go out after, like, it'll turn off if he leaves a specific range, I think.
Does it?
I think so. Don't check.
When you cast a spell, you make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet of the weapon. On a hit, they take damage. On a bonus action, you can move it up to 20 feet and repeat the attack. The weapon can take whatever form you choose. I don't think it does.
Okay, I guess it's just that's just the range of how far you can do it and not
How far you can summon it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It does only last a minute, but that's
yeah, it's been 2 rounds.
Yeah.
So the dagger on the Spider-Man's turn is going to move up the tunnel back towards him and just attack the first thing it encounters, which will probably be a Lauren since she's at the back of the party. Johnny?
I'm unmuted.
Oh, I didn't know you were back yet. That's going to be a 22 to hit the bear.
That doesn't hit.
I don't believe you. The bear, god damn it. The bear takes
1 damage.
+2. So 3 damage. Thank you. You feel something sharp poke you in the butt.
Not the butt.
Yes. It hurt.
That's not allowed.
Okay. Party time. As part of his movement, the big spider is going to dash off the wall and scatter down into that hole and disappear from view again. He is getting the fuck away from you guys.
Is he dashing? Is he actually getting
He is
a chance to
dashing.
dash?
Yes.
Or
He is dashing.
oh, because bonus action. Yep. Okay.
Yep. Spiritual weapons bonus. So,
Or is it? Oh, it's a bonus to tell it to do things. Never mind. Sorry.
Yep. Noel, it is your turn. Catch up to Barnaby.
Yep.
All right. Is everyone just chasing after Barnaby?
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty much.
You will outrun the spiritual weapon. So this thing cannot chase you. It is 20 feet of movement versus your 60s. So yeah, you guys are basically following Barnaby's lead at this point. Barnaby, what are you doing?
Let's see. How far out is he right now?
He is out of view. He would have circled the room and sunk down a hole in a straight line from where you're standing. That would probably be like 40 feet to where he was.
I want to go 30 feet.
Okay.
And then I do have dark vision. Can I see anything?
You can see a little bit ways into this tunnel, but he is not currently visible.
I fire at the darkness.
Shark fires back.
In a rough area around the middle where I think he would be.
Wait,
Just
didn't he
shooting
go
down this
one of the
tunnel?
tunnels?
I mean, I guess you moved 30 feet and you're just looking into what part of that tunnel that you can see.
Yes.
And you don't see anything down there.
I want to shoot the tunnel that I saw him go down.
All right. So you shoot. You
That
hear the
is-
gun echo through the chamber. It will not hit anything. You do not have an angle on anything visible right now.
Just in case he was invisible.
Just in case.
Did the gun flash light anything up?
There was a brief moment of light. But yeah, you would not have seen this creature. He is not standing in an angle where you can see him. And what you can see of the tunnel is currently visible through dark vision, if that helps clarify.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So on his turn, he's gonna keep fucking scurry. So everyone catching up to Barnaby. Barnaby, are you giving chase? Is that the plan?
I'm gonna look around my surroundings. Listen. Take
Oh.
out my earplugs real quick as my bonus action.
Give me a perception check.
Let's see. That That is a 14 plus 1, 15.
15. It is relatively quiet right now.
Which tunnel did he go down? We know what's on the end of these, generally.
Yes, you would. He went down. Da, da, da. He went towards the crevasse chamber with the large kind of sunken central ground and the big crack down the middle of it that was being repaired.
Yep.
That was his play.
I think he's gone, Barnaby.
I have noticed something, though.
What's that?
There's a lot less little ones.
We know there's at least 5. We saw 5 retreat when we initially arrived, right? Or was that the ones we killed when we walked into the pantry?
It's very likely that those were the ones you killed.
I remember John kicked down the rocks. We saw these creatures and they were like, "Oh shit, no way." And they booked it. And by the time John got to the entry, he saw the tail end of some leaving down the corridor.
They were like rounding the bend in the chamber, right? And so when he
we
caught
never
up to
engaged
them,
with the. Oh, we did engage with those.
Yeah, when he caught up to where he saw that one of them was hiding in a compartment.
Oh, okay.
Was not very well hidden.
I thought this was two. I thought there was like an ambush group and a web group, and we only encountered one, but it was all one thing.
I mean, it could have been 2 groups, but in effect, you have only really dealt with one, right? So maybe there's a second group running around. Who knows? But
yeah, I have noticed that as well. It's very quiet.
I feel like all the gunfire I just did, even that last shot, we'd be hearing something more.
What do you think? That we've killed most of them?
I think either we killed most of them, or we killed most of them, and the rest are hiding in the final place, so to say.
The boss chamber.
Yes. That's my hunch.
I'm a little worried that we have killed some of them, and there's like 30 more somewhere.
I feel like we'd be running into them right about now. I mean, look at how much distance I just covered and didn't get scratched. Well, except that one bugger stabbed me, but aside from him.
Should we go investigate the crevice chamber, since that's where he went?
I feel like that's our best option right now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Aww.
The bear agrees. Let's stealth through the tunnel to the crevice chamber and see if we can.
I don't think we need much stealth anymore. I mean, I don't think stealth is going to do as much with Bertha here.
Yeah, you're right.
They know we're here. Let's be honest.
Okay, well, keep your eyes peeled. I don't want to get ambushed again.
All right.
Are you talking about the gun? Lauren thought you were talking about the big bear.
No.
She was mildly offended.
Barnaby
That's
pats his Barnaby pats his musket. This is Bertha.
Got it. Oh.
She's a fine lady.
Let's go investigate the crevice.
All right. Advancing into the crevice chamber. You are there.
Oh,
and you
wow.
see.
That was easy.
That's how this works. You say you go someplace, and then I say you're there.
Usually
okay.
there's 12 bugs in the way.
Yeah,
DM, we go to the end boss of Renascence.
That's not how this works.
We all immediately die.
Yeah, right.
There's a lot of call and response in between that part. All right, we gotta go through the whole rigmarole. No, so advancing into that chamber, not really giving a whiff about stealth, just kind of stepping up and keeping an eye out. You find the chamber is empty. You are currently standing alone at the threshold of this tunnel, looking into the chamber, down into the sort of the bold pit with the large, jagged crack running through the center of it.
Does anyone have a torch?
Yes, I do.
We should light a torch and toss it down and see how deep this thing is.
Oh, Lauren has a torch, but it's currently in her big beefy bear body.
Good alliteration.
Rubbery holds up.
No,
I
was
would
proud.
love to see a Lauren try to squeeze through this crevice as a bear.
Wait, can
Just the big feet kicking. Just.
I don't know if Sacred Flame can be used to light a torch.
Prestidigitation can.
Alright.
All right, there you
Just
go.
hold up the torch.
You can sunburn the torch.
I will clean the torch and then I will light it.
Noel's very, very big on the clean.
Why do you think I picked this?
Prestidigitation's just good.
Clean everything.
I'm like, look, if I'm gonna be dirty, I'm taking prestidigitation.
All right. So you light a torch.
And
You want to drop
I
it
think
down
we're
the
gonna
crevice?
toss it down the crevice and probably stand near the edge, I guess. Just see what it does.
Okay.
Have you seen Noel's skin? It's white. It shows every speck of dirt.
Exactly.
It's true. You watch as the torch pachinko machines down, just kind of hitting rocks, just kind of catching in places and twisting and falling. The flame vanishes from sight, but the light it gives off is still visible for a few more seconds before very suddenly it all goes out at once.
Do we hear
And
like,
it's just dark.
like a bloop, like water at the
Flash.
base?
You do. A couple of you do. Will hear a splash. Those of you with the high perceptions. Noel, actually. And a
And a
Lauren.
Lauren.
And a Lauren.
I got a
Wait.
+7.
Yeah,
Did
obviously
I
a
hear
Lauren.
everything.
I'm establishing the lower
I
limit.
see everything.
Lauren, I'm sorry, but you currently have wax in your ears.
Oh shit.
Oh,
You
yeah.
wouldn't
You
hear it.
screwed us, Burberry!
You hear nothing of Lauren. Only Noel hears
Oh,
the
no.
sploosh.
I'm sorry. I was trying to help, I swear.
Okay, given that we're all staring down this pit, I assume,
Mhm.
do any of us see, as the torch goes, like, tunnels on the walls that it flashes, lights up and flashes, casts a shadow
me-
across?
A perception check.
Join me, someone.
Oh, net 20!
Nice. I also rolled very well, 23.
Yeah. It does not look like there are any tunnels coming out of this crevice. It looks like this is pretty solid rock that just broke, and there is now just like a straight fucking drop down into what seems to be a chamber below this one.
Given Burberry's nat 20, would we maybe know how deep this is?
I counted the
They
seconds.
count the
between
seconds that the
torch
torch
dropping.
falls or something.
All right, I'll say it. I mean, it's not like it's a regular falls because it's like hitting shit on the way down and like spinning and tumbling. It doesn't seem like it's super far down. And I'll say you had only really just lost sight of the torch itself for like a couple of seconds before the light went out completely. And you heard the
Oh,
spoosh.
so there's like a big chamber down there. I mean, can our dark vision can't see to the end of this crevice?
So it's not that the dark vision is limited by the distance. It's just that because the rocks are it's not like a straight drop down. It's like rocky and irregularly kind of jumbled and shit. It's just there's obstruction in your way. There's rough stone blocking your line of sight down into that chamber.
All right, but backup plan. I'm gonna take a rock. There's like a loose rock in here, right? Somewhere, just a rock.
So this chamber, actually, looking around, this basin that the crevice is kind of in the bottom of is very smooth, and you don't actually see any loose stones lying around in here. There's not even any gravel.
Barnaby, could I have like
Can a bare body fit through the hole?
You could try.
Before we do that, Barnaby, could I have like 3 crossbow bolts? Since you have like 1,000.
Sure. I got plenty.
Cool. I will just.
He does have a lot.
I'm gonna take. Those should weigh down enough the end of this rope. So I'm gonna take the end of my rope. I'm just gonna tie the 3 crossbow bolts into like a knot at the end of it.
Okay.
I'm going to tie my ropes together, and then I'm just gonna toss the crossbow bolt end off. I have 100 feet of rope. And I'm gonna hold the other end.
Trailing rope and seeing when it hits ground.
Yeah, when we hear the sploosh.
Okay. There's some tung, 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 tung on the way down, and it takes probably like 5 seconds in total before you hear the sploosh. Looking at your coil of rope here, you've still got like 10 feet of the first piece of rope.
Oh. So it's like a 40-foot drop? Is that the next plan? Is that what we're doing?
The only thing I'm worried about is, say we all go down there, for example, and then that big old spider boy that we couldn't get just decides, oh, let's kick that rope down there.
Lauren points at herself and be like, yeah.
What?
I didn't know bears could give thumbs up.
Okay, you got a finger gun. I don't know. It's a finger up. It's like a thumb, okay?
Claw guns.
What? I don't speak bear,
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
either.
Bruh.
I know I may be part bear and so is John, but
Bears can...
I'm an actual
I've
bear.
had this problem before.
We have a miming a bear.
Burberry, you're pretty good at picking up on language.
This is not quite, it takes a full day. I don't think that this particular skill set...
Barely intelligible. This creature is just so...
Honestly, if we next time we have downtime, it would be a great idea to come up with a bear sign language that Burberry can interpret. Just like Burberry and Lauren sit down over a day and work it out.
Wait, does Noel say this out loud?
Yes.
Roll insight.
Not great. Like 13. No, 14.
Don't worry about it then.
All right.
Don't worry about it then. Fine.
Well. Did the end of my rope come up partially dissolved just in case it's acid at the base of it?
Wouldn't be the first time.
It is wet.
I smell it.
It smells...
What?
It smells kind of mildewy, I guess. Slightly... It's like a very, very faint bit of acidity to it.
I clean it. And I hand back the crossbow bolts to Barnaby.
I need to come out of bear form. Does anybody understand what bear lore is?
I honestly don't know what you're trying to say.
Lauren's gonna do a deep sigh like that.
Wait, we're still like surrounded by rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're standing over the crevasse, looking down.
Give me just a moment. Let me check something real quick. Okay. Why don't you just try spelling it out? Is that It might take a bit, but it's doable.
Okay, Lauren will.
Why don't you just write out your plan in dirt with your claw?
I thought of that, but this is mostly rock, isn't it?
Yep, smooth rock at that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna spell one word, spider, and I'm gonna point at myself.
Oh, you're saying you
right.
can turn into a spider so you can get back up, no problem. Gotcha.
I forgot she could do that.
Chance. Alright, then I got no issues. Bobby's gonna start trying to find a place to tie a rope.
Just scratches a spider in the rock.
Again, much like the last time you guys entered this chamber, there is not a great place to tie a rope, as it is very smooth.
But we have pythons now.
You do, that's true.
We have pythons and a grappling hook.
All right. This is more workable. It will take a little bit of working to hammer a python into the rock. You kind of have to really heft some weight into that hammer swing, punching it in. But eventually you can get the python deep enough in that you can hook a grapple to it and thread your rope down through this crevasse. So is that the plan? Are we descending?
I believe so.
I think so.
All right. Who's going first?
Not
Fair.
me.
The bear's going to climb the rope,
No, the bear's just gonna
squeeze itself down.
squeeze down the tunnel.
There's no chance you fall.
I expect to fall into the water. Lauren is okay with this.
All right. I'll say go ahead and give me an acrobatics check because this is tight for a creature of your size.
I get the bear stats. So if I have acrobatics, I don't get it right.
Correct. You're using the bear's acrobatics score, which is probably just his dex.
Okay. Not a negative, so.
Always look on the bright side.
Come on. The nat 20 I needed. Let's go. Bear go down the tunnel.
I thought you'd be too dummy thick, but here we are. The bear is squeezing and squirming down the crevasse. You guys watch as the bear just kind of tilts forward, the face and forearms disappear. It's just the butt sticking out in the air. Suddenly the legs are kicking, it's squeezing, and then the gut sucks in and she just vanishes.
I've never seen a bear be so nimble.
And Lauren, you find yourself just kind of slowly falling and rotating through the rocks. Like you're like catching on one and just kind of spinning around it before diving down again.
We're just hearing
Before eventually the bottom of the crevasse suddenly comes into view as you round another kind of bend in this fall. 10 feet away, you lean forward, your head pokes through, you're like squeezing. The cheeks kind of poke out, and it's just the bear head sticking through the ceiling looking down. And you are staring into what appears to be an old storage chamber that is currently like half flooded with water. You can see numerous of these rounded webbing kind of capsules that you've encountered in a few chambers at this point. The ones lining the walls and kind of affixed to the walls are still relatively intact, but the rows and bundles of them that were in the middle of the room are now almost entirely submerged in water, and seem to be sort of partially dissolving. There's like almost a cloudiness to the water around them, as like the webbing is kind of like folding up and floating on the surface. It seems to be empty beyond that, though. There does not seem to be any activity in here. And you can see that there are passages leading off of this chamber. There is one, let's see here.
There's 13 of them.
And you only get one shot.
There is one off to your right that seems to be kind of set up in the wall a little bit. And then there is one down on the left side that is at ground level and is partially flooded. And as you're taking this in, you feel yourself shift and begin to fall slowly, squeezing out like a big drop of honey out of the
Good
ceiling
analogy.
before. There's a big splash, and you all hear this as the bear hits the ground. It is not terribly deep. It's maybe like 2.5 feet of water. So it does not take you long to hit the ground. And I need you to make an acrobatics check as you drop 20 feet from the ceiling.
13.
13? All right, we'll have that. So you are going to take 9 damage halved down to 4 bludgeoning damage.
Still have almost all my bear health. I'm okay.
Question. Did the waterfall drain into one of the tunnels or no? Is this a separate thing? Just trying to
The
put some
waterfall
logic together.
is so that is a separate chamber.
Well, it's a separate chamber, but like there was a left path and a right path, and we didn't go down the right path, and I wasn't sure if the water like flowed down to the right path, and maybe that led down here and it's flooded. I don't know.
Tell you what, give me an intelligence check.
Oh, Noel's real smart, guys. Not bad. 15 plus 0 is 15.
Okay. So the rock in the chamber you're currently standing in is very smooth. Like it's probably been eroded by
Worn
water,
away.
and there is a very large crack in the floor of this chamber with a flooded chamber down below. It probably will strike you at some point that the water was probably held up here before something shifted in the earth, and it all just
Like a
The
giant
rock was just
queen
moved
bug
from all the.
boss.
or
Like
you
the,
know, earth shifting could also be.
I stand by my theory.
the spiders use it as a water slide. That's why the rock was so smooth.
Mm,
They land in the pool.
I like that theory too. Alright, someone start repelling. Not me. I
Barnaby
should
will
never go first.
All right,
Barnaby will do it.
Barbie begins descending.
Meanwhile, as he's descending, he's just taking out his piece of paper and scratching off something.
Okay.
Oh, could we say, since we sort
Rappel
of
down a cave.
since we kind of glossed over the setting up the pythons thing, could we say that I knotted the
Mm.
rope as well, just so that it's easier to climb?
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Two off my bucket list just in this. This is a good adventure.
We are getting close to bedtime here, so we'll probably wrap up as the party descends into this chamber. Barnaby at the lead. Much easier for you to make your way through this crack than a big old bear, although not by much, as you are also a very large man. Carefully lowering yourself down the rope, and eventually feeling the walls around you give out, and feel yourself dangling just by your grip over a large, shallow pool of water. Aloran standing in it down below, waiting. And one by one, the party can follow and regroup in this new, unexplored chamber with 2 more passageways leading off.
All right, there's a bunch of water at the bottom.
Yeah, it's all wet. So let's leave off there. We'll pick up next time.
Oh, I'd like to say when Burberry comes down the rope, I'll have it so he lands on my back.
Oh, so nice.
Burberry scratches you behind the ears.
Note.
I don't know how you feel about getting ear scratches, but ear scratches for you.
Lauren likes it.
Riding Bear Lauren.
Riding a Lauren bareback.
Everybody be riding the Lauren bareback.
Clearly.
It keeps happening.
Who needs a horse when you have a Lauren?
Well, that's all the time we have today, folks. Join us next week when we
gotta do a support point. Or no, we're not doing that.
Talk about riding my girlfriend. Yeah, so into session MVP votes. Who's getting it this week?
All over John for being a tank.
Yeah, I'll go with that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
John it
Alrighty.
is.
John for tanking.
John gets the pity vote since he almost died.
You did your job.
You were a good tank.
I mean, okay.
That
So
came out a
it's
lot
not-
meaner than I intended.
That was fucking funny, though.
I mean, clearly it's not almost dying.
You did your job. God.
Right.